hope you're having a wonderful, fantastic day. I hope things are going super well for you. I hope you had a good weekend. Hopefully, you had a chance to rest and relax and recharge. And there's a Mallow who just pushed up my door. I'm good. I'm good, Jordan. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. Welcome to Monday. So, chat, I just want you to know I fixed mic settings because Windows 11 reset my shit as it does when it does an update, and I hate it. So please let me know if something is too loud, something is too low, all that fun shenanigans. Because I've adjusted it, so hopefully it doesn't pick up every sound under the freaking sun like it's been doing. Hi, Hyde. Why? Okay. Thump away, my friend. Thump away. But I do hope. Hi, Hyde. I do hope you guys are doing well today. Hopefully not too crazy. Oh, nice hot chocolate. I may make some later. Giggity. Thank you for the check-in, Memlon. I appreciate it. So, chat, just a heads up, I have I have silenced some of the alerts because I'm in the process of trying to get them to make noise, but I don't want one of them to make noise because I want you guys to be able to spam it if you're lurking, and not worry about it, like, you know, getting in the way. But I have to like set up each alert for each thing, and it's a pain in the ass, so I didn't do it. So I should shut them all down. That's a tomorrow problem. Hi, Savvy. Welcome in. Welcome in. Ow, chat. My skin is, I guess, really dry. That or Mellow scratched me. I don't know. Maybe a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. But I feel like I'm flaky. I'm gonna put lotion on while we chit chat for a minute, okay, chat? I think that sounds good. But how are we? What have we been up to lately? How was our Mondays? Chat, today at work was not terrible. I mean, it started terrible because I thought I was going to like lose my mind. But it wasn't terrible. Oh my god. Like, I don't mind helping people. I really, really don't. But like, I feel like it's things that should already be known at this point in the game, and I'm like, oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, don't do that. That's bad, Jordan. That's really hot and uncomfortable. Work is getting decorating, clean. Oh, you get the big head, the big head's coming. You get the big wigs coming. Yeah, I don't miss those days. My big wig works at the building every day of the week, most of the time, unless he's overseas. So it is what it is, you know. But shit. Uh, just a heads up, just in case you didn't see the little blurb, there is no stream tomorrow, as Doc and I have finished playing Split Fiction as of yesterday. There is no stream tomorrow. I'm taking the day off to rest, work on editing stuff, all that fun shenanigans. And it'll be awesome. So we'll be back on Wednesday after tomorrow. Thank you for the hot pets. Chat, the fact that they don't make noise anymore is is so weird. I don't like it. But it's just hopefully for today because I gotta fix all that tomorrow. But yeah, chat. But yeah. So a couple of things. Oh, she looks very nice, Hyde. You better treat her with respect. That's all I'm saying. Thanks. Rude. She is a lady. She needs respect. You can oogle her, but respectfully. Respectfully. But yeah, chat. So I'm fine, Jordan. I'm taking the break. I'm gonna just vibe tomorrow. I got some stuff to work on, but I do, yeah. And you can respectfully build her and fondle her and do things that I don't want to know about, but respectfully. Um, so yeah, a couple of really cool announcements. Actually, just announcements in general. So this week is a normal week for us. We're off Tuesday, Thursday, all that fun, fantastical stuff. Next week there is no stream on Wednesday. There won't be a stream on Thursday, obviously, because of Thanksgiving. But then Friday we'll come back with Kai. And then the week after that is a special stream. So a special week. So December 4th, I will be joined with Kai and Cherry, and we're gonna celebrate Dragon Age Day. So like they have Mass Effect Day, November 7th. Apparently, Dragon Age has a day too, and it's December 4th. Why? Don't know. Don't ask. I don't have an answer for that. But it's apparently December 4th, and Kai and I and Cherry and I are going to get together, and we're gonna chit chat about Dragon Age. So if you guys want to pop in and join our conversation, what are we gonna talk about? No fucking clue. Are we just gonna talk about the guys? Maybe. Are we gonna talk about pretend? I don't know. Are we gonna watch stuff? It's gonna be a day. But we're gonna chit chat. We're gonna hang out. We're gonna vibe. We're gonna do some just some fun talking stuff. And it'll be awesome. So that's December 4th, and then chat December 6th. I didn't have a picture saved. I probably should have. That would have been smart, chat. Hold on. Discord decided to minimize itself. Chat, Mallow opened the door. And now Doc is loud in my ears. Um. Where are you? Where are you? Where the fuck? I had it. Oh, I had it. It's right there. Chat, tech is being stupid. I mean, when is it not? But like, it's being stupid. This one. There it is. Finally. Starting December 6th, only on YouTube, we will be playing Final Fantasy 13. The first episode goes live December 6th at 8 p.m. Same time, same place as the Dragon Age series. We'll be playing, hopefully, the entirety of the series over on YouTube. I'm very excited. I hope you look forward to it. Have I recorded any of it yet? Nope. That's what procrastination is for, chat. Actually, Doc goes away in a couple of weeks. You did it, Troopers! I don't know what you did, but congrats. Oh, did you beat the game? Well, welcome in, Troopers. But that's gonna be what we're doing on YouTube on December 4th. Or December 6th. I'm very excited, chat. It's gonna be great. I've heard good things. So if anyone lets me down, I'm blaming you guys. Chat, hold on a second. Thank you for the check-in, Uranus. Welcome in. Uranus, I adjusted my mic settings. I just don't know if they work. So we'll figure that out in playbacks. I got Final Fantasy VII Remake and... Nice! Let me know what you think of them. Because I loved them. I thought they were really good. So hopefully you like them too. Cool. I lowered it to like, I don't even know what percentage. I lowered it to 60. So I don't remember. What gets me mad is, chat, I have everything set up in pretty, and then I don't know what what happens. Windows does an update, resets all of my shit, and then I have to remember where my stuff was set at. Because, like, I don't adjust microphone settings. Why? Why would I do that? That's stupid. So, yeah. But I was listening to playback, and I was like, Doc got really loud again. And normally, like, every little thing was being picked up, and I'm like, my mic settings probably went too high again. And my buffers aren't set for that degree of stuff, so tech is dumb. But yeah, chat. So the goal for today or this week is today we're doing Mass Effect Mass Effect 2, we're on day 3. I'm very excited. We're working towards a romance. Um, and by working towards romance, I mean like I have to pick a romance because I haven't fully decided who I'm going to romance yet. I have my ideas and my thoughts. Um, and that's just what they are. Tuesday there's no stream because Doc and I finished Lit Fiction. Wednesday we're finally, I swear to God, doing Palace of the Dead. Come hell or high water, like doesn't matter. We're doing Palace of the Dead. Thursday there is no stream. Friday I'm with Kai. And Saturday we're going to work on tactics. Now I'm really, really hoping to do tactics and finish tactics this weekend. I'm close-ish. There's like 4 sections left, so we're talking some leveling, we're talking some story, all that fun stuff. But if I do 10 hours each on Saturday and on Sunday, hopefully we can finish out the game. If we finish on the 23rd, awesome, fantastic, that's great. On the 29th, I will start Displace or Dispatch. Displace. The new game by Critical Role. Doc got it for me as an early Christmas gift. So like, Hazoi. We're gonna play that, and we're gonna kind of play that before we start Code Vein, in December. So that's the plan and the goal, chat. And then we're doing Dragon Age Day on December 4th. Final Fantasy 13 drops on December 6th. And we're just doing packed stuff. I'm also taking off the end of the year. My last stream will be on Monday, December 22nd. There will be no stream on Christmas Eve because I'll be with family, and then I'm taking off from the 24th until this January 2nd. So that's the plan, chat. That's the plan. We're getting there. We're getting there. Your girl needs a break though. What sucks is because I don't think we're finished Code Vein that fast. So we'll see. I'm gonna tell myself I don't. Well, Code Vein comes out at the end of January, so we have time. So if I take the weekend off, I'll be fine. I'll be fine, chat. Tell me I'll be fine. Tell me it'll be okay. Have my head and tell me it'll be fine. But yeah, chat. I'm excited. It'll be great. Game. Yeah, there we go. Thank you, Jordan. Hub patties! Thank you for the hub patties, Abby. Chat, it's so weird that my stuff doesn't make noise. I don't like it. I don't like it. Anyway, so last we left off, I met the dude that I don't like. I forget his name. That's how unimportant he is to me. But I met him, and I got him on my team. And I met the doctor, and I like the doctor. Hi, Lumina, thank you for the check-in. No break stream. I mean, to be fair, I'm not gonna go live, troopers, but there will be things posted. Also, chat, we're at 2,300 and something. 46? Hold on, I'll just pull it up. I do the thing, chat, that you should never do. I check things daily. But that's how you become like super paranoid over stuff. We're at 2,305 watch hours. Be filming guard. No!
The elusive man wishes to speak to you in a debriefing.
Don't make me do things! Oh, that sucks. Yeah, I hope she gets better soon. Alright, do that. Oh. Warness, I'm looking at you. And I feel like there was something... But I don't think it was towards you. I think it was for mods in general. Blink, 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 blink. Blink, blink, blink. No, I did that! I did that! I don't think it was the name thing. I think it was the mod thing. But it wasn't towards the volume. I did that. Yeah, go finish Tits, Trooper, so you can play 7. I want to know what you think about it. Another freaker. What the? Oh, chat. Here's a big thing. Not so much for this game, but a little bit. Yeah, no backseating. No backseating, no spoilers. My mods will boot you. They will boot you without remorse. And I say this because in another game I was playing, I was getting terribly backseated, and I was like, for the love of God, shut up. Wait, so I'm at the... Yeah. Chad, I have to remember how to get to places on this ship. Look, right here, where I needed to be. Love that for me. Oh my god, Sevi, it was so annoying.
Shepard, I think we have them. Horizon, one of our colonies in the Terminus systems, just went silent. If it isn't under attack, it soon will be. Has Morden delivered the countermeasure for the Seeker swarms?
No, he hasn't.
Not yet.
Let's hope he works well under pressure. There's something else you should know. One of your former crew, Caden Alenko, is stationed on Horizon.
Oh shit, they're going after my boy!
Last I knew, Caden was Alliance. Why is he out in the Terminus systems?
Officially, it's an outreach program to improve Alliance relation with the colonies, but they're up to something. And if they sent Commander Alenko, it must be big. I suggest you take it up with him.
The Collectors just happened to pick a colony with one of my former crew. I don't buy it.
It shouldn't
Can we
be a
put crew
surprise the
in
Collectors are interested in you.
quotations?
Especially if they're working for the Reapers. They might be going after him to get to you.
We should send a message to the Citadel. The Alliance can give us reinforcements.
Not until you investigate. I don't want the Alliance getting in our way.
Fuck the
Once you have
Alliance.
the
Save my
situation
boy.
under control,
Oh my god, that's really
I'll
bright.
send the message personally.
Do me a favor, elusive man. Can you lower the blind? Just a smidge?
Send the coordinates. We'll head straight there.
This is the most warning we've ever had, Shepard. Good luck.
Lower your blinds or move the soul. Can I just move the planet
Joker,
over
set a
smidge?
course for Horizon. I've got to go see the professor.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Gonna go save my boy. Ba-doop, ba-doop. What the fuck is that? Why is there a bug on my ship? I don't like it.
Tell me you have something.
Yes.
He smiled, chat. And I like him, so I trust him, but I don't trust it. I don't trust it at all.
Lilith, we've got a problem.
Still can't calibrate the targeting matrix?
Those defense towers are useless if we don't figure it out.
Sorry, Commander. Getting our comm systems back online takes priority.
Yeah. Okay. Surprised people haven't tried to blame that one on me, too.
People out here don't trust the Alliance. It's nothing personal.
Why does she look
What is
wrong?
that?
Get everyone to the safe house.
Fuck.
I'll cover you. Run! Hurry!
No, my boy! Dude, those things are fucking nasty. I'm gonna go with a gun. What? Wait. Why was she good? Didn't he get attacked by one too? Oh, no, there we go. Okay. Ah! God. Guys, if they start crawling on me, you can just put me out of my misery, please.
Assuming control.
Oh, that doesn't look good.
We are the harbinger of their perfection. Prepare these humans for ascension.
What now? Oh god, are they like in cocoons? Oh, that's so nasty, Chet. I don't like bugs. Okay. Do I want? I don't know who I want on my team. I unlocked. Oh, that's who I got last time. Chat, we got Jack, but I haven't used her yet because she terrifies me. All right, I'm gonna take Garrus, and I will take Morden. I'm not a huge fan of bugs. It depends on the bug, honestly. Those are gross. And thanks, Jordan. Yeah, they're just kind of not my favorite. Like, if they were flying around me, I would have no problem with them, but they're on my face. And I want to throw up. You know what? Fire. I think we're gonna need some fire, chat. That looks important. You only have a point. You only have a point. Okay, let's go. Bye. Alright. Let's go save my boy. Let's go save my boy.
Morden,
Say that
you
and then my
sure these
glasses
armor
wake up.
upgrades will protect us from the Seeker swarms?
Certainty impossible, but in limited numbers, should confused detection make us invisible to swarms. In theory.
In theory.
In theory, that sounds promising.
Experimental technology. Only test is contact with Seeker swarms. Have to test them in person. Should be exciting.
Oh.
My shields are down.
Oh, you fucker. Oh, did I get him? No, I didn't get him.
Not difficult.
Got you. I'm gonna run out of bullets if I'm not careful. Okay, we're good. Oh, I got credits. Give me the money. What? Oh, you. Oh, I can't. I can't decrypt these. I'm so bad at these. This one. This one. This one. No. I'm so bad at this. Alright. Man.
Commander, we're getting all interference. We can't maintain it.
Collector ship disrupting communications.
We're on our own now.
Joker, don't die.
Heavy fire imminent.
Oh, did I knock him out? Hell yeah. Oh, that's a zombie. Why do we have a zombie? When did they come back and do this? I missed. Oh, I didn't miss. Never mind. Whoa, 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 whoa. Fuck off.
Taking fire.
Yeah, I see that. Hide under the protection of the
Do
thing.
the trick.
That's my boy. Don't fire at my boy. Okay.
Those things look like the husks that Geth used on Eden Prime.
I thought the Geth got that technology from Sovereign.
Elusive Man was right. Collectors working with Reapers.
I'll take it.
Hey, I got stuff. Heavy skin weave. Ew, did I just pry skin off of them? That's disgusting. Better wash my hands after. Ooh-hoo! Whose bedroom is this? I'll take it. Chad, this place is nice. It's even got like a I like this. This is nice. I would live here. Maybe without the bugs, but you know, I'd live here. Alright. Objective is this way.
Husks have human characteristics, possibly repurposed colonists.
No. The Geth impaled their victims on giant spikes to turn them into husks. But we haven't seen any. The collectors must have already had the husks. They want the colonists alive for something else.
Living victims, that's grim. These husks look different. Let's go stay at the college. We're wasting time here. Living victims. that's
Collectors
grim.
must be experimenting on the colonists. What are they up to?
Maybe it's better not to know the details.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to
Find out for sure when you stop them.
The collectors aren't getting away with more victims. Let's move out.
Let's go.
Okay. Now remember, chat. I'm trying to be
All
a
these
paragon.
empty buildings. It's unsettling.
No signs of resistance. Must have happened quickly.
I wonder, is that where they're dropping from or they're putting people? Because either way, it's nasty. Okay. You get connected. You get connected. You get connected. And you get connected. Give me money! Yeah, oh, sweet. That's a lot of money. Whoa.
Not difficult.
Bitch.
Here, enjoy.
You took my man! I'm not gonna let you live!
That one hit.
That was not needed. I didn't have to zoom on that one, but I did. Yes! Oh. Missed. There. Oh no, that's my guy? That's one of my guys.
Should burn nicely.
Hey. Where? The crotch shots were missed.
Victim appears conscious, fully aware, trapped in stasis. Fascinating.
They've been like this a long time.
Chad, I swear to God, I've been playing games a really long time. I'm looking at this at the stasis, and I see the two little faces like underneath the human, and I'm like, what the fuck? Why are there heads underneath the human? Like, that's real fucked up. What are they doing? It's my players. It's my team, chat. It's my team. Oh, terrible. Alright, yay, more matching codes. No, I didn't click it! Hate you. No. Ah. I did it! I figured it out! About fucking time. Okie dokie, Jordan. Cool. I got the data. I feel bad that we're leaving these people here. Like, I feel bad about it. Ooh. I will take that gun. I don't know if I'm gonna like this gun.
I am assuming direct control.
That's so gross.
I will direct this personally.
I need to not. Wait, I switched guns? I'm dying. I'm stuck. And I'm dying. And I am not okay. I'm not okay. I somehow chat switched guns. And I don't know how. Thank you, Mel. Tell this to my boy toy when I find him again. Hey, what gun do I have?
Should slow him down.
Alright, my fancy gun. Okay. I'm hiding.
Killed that one.
That one's dead. Okay, we're good. You're my guy. I don't know how you got out there, but you're there. Here. You're dead. Sticky, 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 sticky. Oh shit.
I've lost shields.
Oh shit. Okay, we're good.
Just the thing to help.
I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. Nothing. Down, girl. Don't. Okay. I have 2 shots left. Nobody panic. And then I have to use a big girl gun. That was a whole lot of nothing. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna get fired at.
Company. Get out here, now!
I'm a human.
You're human. What are you doing out here? You lead them right here.
They knew you were here. Calm down.
You had to hear them trying to get in. Seems like it's hard to hide from the collectors.
Those things are collectors? You mean, they're real? I thought they were just made up, you know, propaganda to keep us in Alliance space. No, they got Lilith. I saw her go down. Sten, too. They got damn near everybody.
I was like, who the fuck is Lilith? We know Lilith, sort of. Okay. Who are you?
What's your name? What do you do here?
Name's Delan.
Ow.
Mechanic. I came down to check on the main grid after we lost our comm signals. And I heard screaming. I looked outside and there were swarms of bugs. Everyone they touched just froze. I sealed the doors. Damn it, it's the Alliance's fault. They stationed that Commander Alenko here and built those defense towers. It made us a target.
I don't know if I'm...
Tell me more about this Alliance rep.
Commander Alenko? Heard he was some kind of hero or something. That made nothing to me, though. Would rather he'd stayed back in Council space.
I was
Any
here.
idea what he was doing on Horizon?
Supposed to be helping us get the defense towers up and running. I got the feeling he was here for something else. Spying on us, maybe.
Why? Why would he give a fuck about
Tell
what
me
you're
about
doing?
the colony defense towers.
A gift from the Alliance. High-powered Guardian lasers. Supposed to keep hostile ships from landing near the colony. Had to build a massive underground generator just to give it enough juice. Only we couldn't get the targeting systems online. So the Alliance gave us a giant gun that couldn't shoot straight. Stupid sons of bitches.
I mean that. I see. I would mention that the Alliance chat, but I may have reformatted the Alliance. And they're no longer alien run. They're now human run. So I don't know if I can blame the Alliance on this one. Haha. Haha.
Why do you think this is the Alliance's fault?
We're just a small colony. Nobody bothered us before we started building those damn defense towers and drew attention to ourselves. I left Council space to get away from the Alliance. Nothing good ever comes from getting mixed up with them.
I mean,
The collectors are targeting remote colonies. The Alliance was trying to help.
I don't need their help. Too many strings attached. That rep said he was just here to get the towers online, but mark my word, there's more to it.
leave my boy alone. He didn't do nothing.
If you have defenses, we can use them against the collector ship.
You'd need to calibrate the targeting system first. It's never worked right.
Shouldn't be hard to figure out. Just need the location.
Head for the main transmitter on the other side of the colony. Pretty hard to miss. The targeting controls are at the base.
Do I want to bring him with us? Yeah, I guess.
You know this colony and the equipment. You better come with us.
Not a chance in hell.
You're a coward. I
You'd
can't
probably
blame
just
him.
get in the way.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I'll let you out, but I'm locking the door behind you. I'm not taking any chances. Good luck. I think you're gonna need it.
I'm not gonna laugh, chat, but I'm gonna laugh if I come back and he's taken by the collectors. Like, you came with me, I could have protected you, but nah, it's fine. Alright.
Heads up!
Oh, they're husks.
Oh!
Assuming control.
Oh, shit.
The dead are useless.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Cannot resist.
Whoa. 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 What the fuck is killing me? Jesus. I mean, screw my squad. I'm about to die.
Nothing stands against us.
Okay.
The forces of the universe bend to me. The forces of the universe bend to me.
Whoa.
My attacks will tear you.
Is Garrus still down?
apart.
Okay, he's up.
This hurts you.
Oh god. Fuck off! Fuck off! What the heck? What is that? What is that? What is that? Shit, I don't like it. I don't know where Garrus went. I brought him back, but I don't know where he went. That's not good. Don't shoot me. I'm a friendly. Hi, welcome back.
This should come in handy.
Damage. Use the research computer. Okay. Cool. More bullets.
It's odd we haven't run across more frozen colonists.
Colonists loaded onto ship. Collector's nearly finished here. Need to hurry.
Oh, is this what I need? This is what I need. Okay. Oh, you're a big boy. Oh, there's two of you. Okay.
Should do the trick.
Lock shields.
This burned nicely.
I don't feel good with close combat. This gun's not made for close combat. Go away. Go away. Go away. Fuck off. Yeah, that went about as well as I expected. It's okay, chat. Change my gun. Where's the lasery thing? Is it this? It's this, I think. Alright.
Heavy weapons.
Shit.
There we go. Kill that one.
Now! I'm off to the right start, though. I need this done. There we go. Okay.
Hostiles to the right. Just moving to help.
God damn it. Fuck off. I have a laser beam and I'm not scared. Fuck off. Oh, I have a melee attack now? Good. You should not die on me. I don't have a lot of nutty gel.
No shield.
What less to worry about?
Go. Hit. Good. That's done. those are annoying. Not a fan. There's the objective. Ah! Who's screaming at me? See, like, I hear the noise for the map. Oh, maybe this way. But, like, it vanishes before I can even see it. Where am I supposed to? Give me that. Where am I supposed to go? I'm puzzled. There were steps over here. This way, maybe? No, that's not a door. Where the hell am I supposed to go? This way, maybe? No, that way's blocked. This way? Oh, this way. Okay. No, I did this. Objective, come back. Objective, come back. I'm so puzzled. Where am I supposed to go? I can't use a map. Here? No, there's nothing here. I don't have jump, so I can't jump anywhere. Chat, do we see a door or something that I don't see? Because I'm very confused. I'm very confused. I can't even go back the way I came. The doors are closed. So, what? This thing? Oh. Yeah, probably not. Okay.
Normandy, do you copy?
Joker here. Signal's weak, Commander, but we got you.
Edie, can you get the colony's defense towers online?
Errors in the calibration software are easily rectified, but it will take time to bring the towers to full power. I recommend a defensive posture. I will not be able to mask the increased generator output.
Collectors will respond with force to stop it.
Got any other helpful tips?
Just one. Enemy reinforcements are closing in. I suggest you ready weapons.
Yay. Thanks, Edie.
Next.
I'm gonna take cover. I see that and I don't.
Please hold a defense tower.
Nothing stands against us.
He said,
There is no pain.
what? I hit you in the crotch.
My attacks will tear you apart.
Neutralized.
Four shots left. Ugh. There we go. Oh, I missed. I know I missed. Oh, I missed again. God damn it. There.
Doubtful that enemy has withdrawn. Reinforcements likely.
Sequential power-up initiated. Guardian anti-ship batteries at 40%.
Reinforcements. It's nice to be noticed.
I feel kind of bad.
Control.
Oh shit.
You cannot resist. I know.
This should slow him down.
This is what you face.
Guardian anti-ship batteries at 60%. Seeking targeting protocols to Normandy systems. Continue to protect the tower.
Yo, I killed your friend. He's trying to shoot you, so you know you're a killable friend.
Concussive shots ready.
Got it. Good? Good.
Get ready. Gotta be more soon.
I got my boys with me, chat. We're okay. Ew! Ew! That was got skulls and
80,
stuff
we need that
in it.
system online.
New one. Whatever it is, don't get too close.
Oh, it looks disgusting. Ew.
Guardian anti-ship batteries at 100%. I have control.
They're through my shields.
I need cover! I need it now!
Firing anti-ship batteries at collector vessel.
Target was a new.
Here, save me! I have one bullet left. Fuck that. Laser eyes! Laser eyes!
Firing a high impact shot.
What the fuck?
My attack was ineffective.
Dead? Hey. Good, because my gun's almost out of ammo. How's that?
Pulling out.
I'm terrible, Jack.
No! Don't let him get away!
There's nothing we can do. They're gone.
Half the colony's in there. They took Egan and Sam and Lilith. Do something!
I didn't want it to end this way. I did what I could.
More than most, Shepard.
Shepard? Wait. I know that name.
Hi.
Sure, I remember you. You're some type of big Alliance hero.
Commander Shepard, captain of the Normandy, the first human Spectre,
Hey, he's
savior of
alive!
the Citadel. You're in the presence of a legend, Delan. And a ghost.
All the good people we lost and you get left behind. Figures. Screw this. I'm done with you Alliance types.
Okay, bye. It was nice meeting you too.
thought you were dead, Shepard. We all did.
You sound angry. I was. We can't get into that. It's good to see you again.
It's been too long, Caden. How have you been?
Is that all you have to say? You show up after 2 years and just act like nothing happened. Thought we had something, Shepard. Something real. I loved you. Thinking you were dead tore me apart. How could you put me through that?
I mean, I was
Why didn't
dead.
you try to contact me? Why didn't you let me know you were alive?
I didn't want to hurt you. I wasn't even conscious. I have important things to do. But like, can I just tell him the whole I was dead for 2 years. Sort of. Sort of. I feel like this is the better answer than this. I don't know, chat. I am conflicted. I has issue.
Not my choice. I spent the last 2 years in some kind of coma while Cerberus rebuilt me.
You're with Cerberus now. Garrus too. I can't believe the reports were right.
Reports? You mean you already knew?
Alliance intel thought Cerberus might be behind the missing human colonies. I got a tip this colony might be the next one to get hit. Anderson stonewalled me, but there were rumors that you weren't dead, that you were working for the enemy.
Cerberus isn't the enemy. That's why you're on Horizon. I don't work for Cerberus. Chat, this is so bad. This is gonna start a fight. This is straight up gonna start a fight. Like, I know this. But then, like, but then...
Building the defense towers was just a cover story. The Alliance sent you here to investigate me, didn't they?
I was here for Cerberus. You were just a rumor. I wanted to believe you were alive, but I never expected anything like this. You turned your back on everything we believed in. You betrayed the Alliance. You betrayed me.
I'm not a traitor. Look at the big picture. Get over it. I'm not a douchebag. I like the answer.
Caden, you know me. You know I'd only do this for the right reason. You saw it yourself. The Collectors are targeting human colonies, and they're working with the Reapers.
I want to believe you, Shepard, but I don't trust Cerberus. They could be using the threat of a Reaper to manipulate you. What if they're behind it? What if they're working with the Collectors?
Damn it, Caden. You're so focused on Cerberus that you're ignoring the real threat.
I mean, you know what would solve this problem, chat? Do you know what would completely solve this problem? And I think would solve 99% of the problems that this game has. My buttons are broken. Well, that's good to know.
You're letting how you feel about their history get in the way of the facts.
And then they'll feel better about it. Why am I so
you
low?
Feel like you owe Cerberus because they saved you. Maybe you're the one who's not thinking straight.
Yes.
You've changed. But I still know where my loyalties lie. I'm an Alliance soldier. Always will be. I've got to report back to the Citadel. They can decide if they believe your story or not.
Don't go join me. Goodbye, fat chance.
I could use someone like you in my crew, Caden. It'll be just like old times.
No, it won't. I'll never work for Cerberus. Goodbye, Shepard. And be careful.
I'm coming back for you. I will get you in my party.
Joker, send the shuttle to pick us up. I've had enough of this colony.
Hold on, chat. This is gonna bug me. See, now it works. What the fuck? Stupid button with its stupid braking and its stupid. You get my judgy face, chat. I gotta go deal with this bullshit because they just won't fucking make over. It's not fair. All right, I'll get him on my side. I'm not worried. It'll happen. He'll love me yet. Maybe flash some tits. It'll be fine. Fine.
Shepard, good work on Horizon. Hopefully the Collectors will think twice before attacking another colony.
I didn't save everyone. Maybe I enjoyed the fight.
It's not a victory. We interrupted the Collectors, but they still abducted half the colony.
That's better than an entire colony, and more than we've accomplished since the abductions began. The Collectors will be more careful now, but I think we can find another way to lure them in.
Another way? No more colonists get hit. We need a plan to go on the offensive, lure them in. Come on, push the button.
Caden said the Alliance got a tip about me and Cerberus. Was that you?
I may have let it slip that you were alive, and with Cerberus.
You risked the lives of my friend, my crew, and that entire colony, just to lure the Collectors there?
A calculated risk. I suspected the Collectors were looking for you, or people connected to you. Now I know for certain. I told you I wouldn't sit and wait while the Reapers and Collectors gather strength. Besides, they would have hit another colony eventually, and without a way to predict which one, they would have abducted everyone.
You ruined a relationship I didn't work hard in. Just so you know. Now I gotta start over. Do you know how little I worked for that relationship? It wasn't very hard, chat. Look, I just want my smooches. I just want my smooches. And you could tell there was some sexual tension happening in there. You know, I think they just needed to not see the friends. And maybe they would have gone into one of the bedrooms that we found. I'm just thinking, you know?
We have to make sure they don't abduct anyone else.
I want the Collectors stopped for that very reason. That's why we're doing this, Shepard.
I don't trust them,
I'm devoting
Chat.
all resources to finding a way through the Omega-4 relay. We have to hit them where they live. Your team will need to be strong, as will their resolve. There's no looking back. The same goes for you. Can I assume you've put your past relationships behind you?
Nope. there should be a nope. That's off limits. The best that I could have dealt with.
None of your damn business.
Yeah, fuck off.
If it affects the mission, better you should leave it behind.
No.
Shepard, once you find a way through the Omega-4 relay to the Collector homeworld, there's no guarantee you'll return. To have any hope of surviving, you and your entire team must be fully committed to this.
My team is strong. We're good. Don't worry so much.
Let me worry about them. You just find us a way to the Collector homeworld.
I just want to be upfront about your odds. You'll need everyone at their best. I've forwarded 3 more dossiers. Keep building your team while I find a way through the relay. And be careful, Shepard. The Collectors will be watching you.
See, now I don't trust the elusive man. Now, I didn't trust him to begin with, chat, but I trusted him a little bit more than I do now.
I guess we're really gonna do it. Hit the Omega-4 relay. Take the fight to the Collectors in person. Looking forward to the action. After seeing what those bastards did on Horizon, though, makes you think.
Jacob, will you smoosh me? We can do this. What do you mean? Don't lose your nerve now.
They're powerful, but we've got a few tricks for them. If anyone can stop them, we can.
No argument there, Commander. Horizon just made it hit home. What we're doing, what we're up against. Gonna go take care of a little unfinished business. I imagine everyone else is too. Getting some closure, you know?
Okay. So, Chad, that sounds like, hey, you should do some side quests. So, hey, we're gonna do some side quests. There was a way to do stuff that I figured out how to do last time, and I don't remember what I did. Nope, I got stuck.
Incoming message from Admiral Stephen Hackett, Alliance HQ.
Commander Shepard, I need to
take this in my quarters.
Uh-oh, chat. I didn't do it.
Commander, thank you for your time. I'll keep this brief. We have a deep cover operative out in Batarian space. Name's Dr. Amanda Kenson. Dr. Kenson recently reported that she found evidence of an imminent Reaper invasion.
So why call me?
Just this morning I received word that the Batarians arrested her. They're holding her in a secret prison outpost on terrorism charges. I need you to infiltrate the prison and get her out of there. As a favor to me, I'm asking you to go in alone.
Huh? Why do I have to go in alone?
What's Dr. Kenson actually doing out there?
She's a deep cover operative, Shepard. We talk only when we have to. I'd heard she was investigating a rumor of a Reaper artifact in the system. Her last report said she'd found it.
What else can you tell me about the operative?
Amanda's a top scientist and Alliance agent working in Batarian space. It's a deadly assignment, and she's one of the few up to the challenge. She and I go back pretty far, Commander. I won't let her rot away in a Batarian torture camp.
I thought the Alliance denies the Reaper threat. That must be some proof she found.
Kenson's team found an artifact out in Batarian space. She believes it's a Reaper device, proof that the Reapers are indeed planning to invade. I've known her a long time. If she says she has proof, it's worth checking out.
I have a hell of a squad with me. I'm sure they'd help out.
Kenson is my friend. If the Batarians see a squad of armed soldiers, they'll kill her. This is serious, Commander. Go in with discretion, or don't go at all.
Damn. Okay.
The Batarians won't take kindly to the Alliance breaking into a secret prison.
This is not an Alliance operation. It's one person going in alone to save a friend. If it were an official mission, of course the Batarians would be upset. You keep this quiet, Shepard, and there's nothing to worry about.
Jack, give me 1 second. Oh. Okay.
I'll make this a priority.
The prison is hidden underground in a Batarian outpost on Aratat. I'll upload the coordinates now. Once she's secure, confirm her discovery. We'll debrief you when you're back.
Got it.
Hackett out.
I'm good. I'm fine. I was just reading something. Okay. I'll go to... Go here.
Commander, you've received a new message at your private terminal.
Oh, yeah, here's how we do it. I was like, there's a way to look at, like, my stats on stuff. He's normal towards me. I'm actually shocked. Nope. No, I'm good. Kazumi. Love it. Thane. Callie. Justicar. Okay. Alright. Okay, where are we going, chat? Where are we going? Unexplored. Unexplored. What's this? Start scanning. Boop. Scanning, 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 scan. Launch probe.
Probe away. In research projects, platinum is used to upgrade sniper rifles, shotguns, and medical equipment.
Chat, they gave me a probe.
Probe launched. Launching probe.
Oh, that's how many probes I have out. Oh, that's how many probes I have out. Well, okay then. Watchman. Moderate.
Launching probe. In research projects, iridium is used to upgrade heavy weapons, submachine guns, and assault rifles.
Okay. But I don't get those probes back. So that's kind of a bummer. Alright, where are we going? Let's go here. Get the Master Thief. I would like to land on the Citadel, thank you. Hi, Citadel. Okay, I'm gonna bring Garrus with me. And okay. I have 2 points. I'm gonna put it, I don't know. That's a shot, I guess. With any luck, I won't have to fight anybody.
Commander Shepard, enter the password and receive a free gift.
Where?
Please tell me your password, Commander Shepard.
Oh.
Silence is golden.
Good to finally meet you, Commander Shepard. Kasumi Goto. I'm a fan.
Has Cerberus filled you in on the mission?
Honestly, I'm shocked they didn't come to see me sooner. My fault for being hard to find, I guess.
What's with the password and the sneaking around? Are you in trouble or something?
I'm the best thief in the business, not the most famous. Need to watch my step to keep it that way. I also needed to make sure all this was legit. And I have no doubts now. You're the real Commander Shepard.
'Tis
What brought you to Cerberus?
That's a bit of a story. Short version, they were looking for me, so I trailed them to find out why. Turns out they were looking for someone to join you on an important mission, and were offering a serious signing bonus. I had a thing I needed help with, so I made them a deal. And here we are.
What deal? Let's head out. Welcome aboard.
I assume this deal is something I should know about.
Yeah, I guess it slipped their minds. I'm looking for my old partner's gray box. A man named Donovan Hawk took it, and I'm planning to get it back.
What's this heist you're planning?
Not here, Shepard. You'll get a briefing when the time comes. I need time to nail down the details anyway. I've taken the liberty of getting you some evening wear, though.
Oh.
You want to look presentable.
I get
What do you
to
know
look
about Donovan
fancy.
Hawk?
Mr. Hawk is a well-respected businessman. Arms dealer, murderer, generally not a great guy. His mansion's famous for being hard to crack, but I have a way in, and I think you're gonna love it.
I doubt Hawk's the kind of guy who takes kindly to people sneaking into his house.
I always expect trouble. That's why you're here.
I assume a gray box is some kind of hardware.
It's a neural implant. Illegal in most places. Stores memories, thoughts, secret codes, illicit information. This one in particular belonged to my partner, Keiji Okuda. We worked together for a long time, before Hawk killed him.
Oh, damn.
Tell me about this former partner of yours.
His name was Keiji Okuda, the best hacker and entryman I've ever known. Unfortunately, he slipped up and made himself infamous. He stole something he shouldn't. He warned me it was bad. Something that could spark interstellar war if it got out. That information got him killed.
What could he have found that's so bad?
He wouldn't say what it was, just that it was dangerous. He said if it got out, humanity would be in trouble. He encrypted it, wrapped it up in his own memories. To decode the information, you have to sift through all the time we spent together.
Oh, shit.
Now those memories are all that's left of him.
I can understand why you'd want to get it back.
Getting it back will be easier with your help, Shepard.
If that's what Cerberus promised you, we'll get it done.
It'll be fun. And if we're lucky, you won't even have to draw your gun. We should probably wrap this up. You look pretty silly standing there talking to an advertisement. See you on the ship, Shepard.
Well, shit, that was easy. I like when they just show up. Oh, she went poof. Serpent Nebula. Okay.
I'm sorry, sir, but I'll need you to remove any biotic amp you might be wearing.
What? Why?
Unfortunately, sir, biotics can be used as a weapon. The rules require me to confiscate all amps. Could you please hand over yours?
I don't have one. I'm not a biotic.
Oh. Well, when you objected, I thought...
You humans are all racist.
What? Wait, what? Okay.
Figured they say something about our weapons.
Shut it down. What? Do you seriously think? Yeah, okay. Sorry for the inconvenience, ma'am. Our scanners are picking up false readings. They seem to think you're dead.
Technically, I was not surprised it's annoying.
I was listed as missing in action a couple years ago.
Would you mind checking in with my captain? He can reinstate you in our system. He's just past the scanners on your right.
Yeah, left me.
You'll have to make him scream a little. He's not gonna tell you everything just because you ask.
I know, sir.
If you don't have the stomach or you're worried about being reported, I can take care of it.
No, sir. I can handle it.
Damn.
Yes, I see the problem already, Commander Shepard. My console says you're dead.
Identifying me, can you fix it? I like it that way.
You're not worried I'm some imposter claiming to be me?
We have the best screening equipment in the galaxy. Those scanners can sample DNA from skin flakes. Hell, if you have unregistered gene mods, they can even figure those out.
Your sergeant said you could help with that.
Usually you'd have to go through the station security administration to reactivate your IDs. Then to customs and immigration to regain access to the Citadel itself, and probably a stop by the Treasury. Spending a year dead is a popular tax dodge. But I can see you're a busy woman. So how about I just press this button right here, and we call it done.
Oh god, he's gonna be sketchy. He's gonna want something.
You're not big on formalities, are you?
I'm with them right up until they keep people from doing their jobs. There. I just saved you about 9 days of running around. That said, you should head up to the Presidium and tell them you're still alive. The Council probably wants to talk to the one who got them their jobs.
What's the easiest way to get to the Presidium from down here?
Head back through the security checkpoint and take a public shuttle.
Okay.
I will. Having access to the Council and the Spectre's resources would be useful.
Yeah. The Council can get anything. Best thing about working CSEC is that any equipment, information, or money you need, you get. Anyway, something else you need? Or can I get back to work?
How'd you end up working on the
I
Citadel?
don't remember him. They're
I
all the
started
same.
with the Alliance way back when, but the traveling was killing me. It's a shitty life if you're trying to raise a family, seeing your kids every 6 months. I joined CSEC so I could stay in one place, put down roots.
You like life here on the Citadel?
Life here is good. A hell of a lot different than life back on Earth. I miss the food mostly. You just can't get sockeye salmon here on the station.
You ever get back there?
Earth, every couple of years, less and less all the time. But when I finish my stint with CSEC, there's a nice little place in the foothills I'm gonna retire to. Not that I'm retiring anytime soon.
It looks like most of the damage from Sovereign's attack has been repaired.
The Presidium was pretty shot up, of course. They fixed that
Okie dokie,
first.
Jordan. You have a good
All
night.
the wards got hit with debris
Thanks for
when the
hanging
ship
out.
exploded. Most of the damage was superficial, and the Keepers got things restored fast. Tasery Ward got the worst. A big chunk hit near the Dillanaga concert hall. They're still clearing wreckage and trying to get power restored.
I'm kind of shocked they kept the keepers.
I need to talk to the Council. How can I get to the
Oh, I knew
Presidium
that.
from
I
here?
didn't knew that. I
Head
didn't knew
through
that. I
the
didn't knew that.
security
Sad.
checkpoint and take a public shuttle.
Tell me about this place.
All the wards are more or less multicultural, but the other four are dominated by Asari, Turians, or Solarians. In Zakira, we've got major enclaves of Volus, Elcor, and Hanar. There's also a human commercial zone at Shinakiba. We've got a few Krogan walking around, and I think I saw a Quarian the other day.
I overheard your conversation. Make him scream a little?
This isn't a Presidium. All they have to worry about are protesters outside their free speech zones or someone's poodle crapping on the grass. Down here, we have drugs, organized crime, and murder. Policing a ward is like policing New York City.
Valid.
Sometimes you have to work outside the Council's rulebook.
I mean-
CSEC has changed.
I mean, but that's valid. I didn't say it's better, but I said it's valid.
Last time I was here, there were no human captains in CSEC.
The CSEC took a lot of casualties when the Geth boarded the Presidium. The Special Response Division was hard hit. They stopped turning their noses up at human resumes. They needed bodies in uniform, and we had the most experienced bodies.
Well, interesting.
I should be going.
You need anything else, let me know.
I still think you're shady, but I like you. Thank you. Wait, where am I going?
Welcome to Citadel Newsnet. I'm Emily Wong.
Hi, Emily Wong.
Horizon has become the latest and largest human-settled world to disappear in the wave of lost colonies. Councillor Anderson, in a joint statement with the Volus and Elcor, announced that the Council fleet will be utilized in an investigation. The Councillor categorically denied the assignment of a Spectre to investigate the situation.
Good day, my friends. Welcome to the Citadel.
Since these stores are owned by the Council, do government employees get a discount?
Yes, in fact. What's your position?
I'm a former Spectre.
My goodness. I didn't know Spectres quit. I don't believe you qualify for a discount, though.
How about if I throw in an endorsement from the woman who defeated Saren?
You are Shepard? My goodness. The increase in sales would certainly be worth offering a discount.
What do you need me to do?
Just voice your endorsement into my console.
I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite store on the Citadel.
Excellent. I will get my clerical VI to add it to our advertising immediately.
Sweet. That was the easiest 5 points I've ever gotten, chat. No, it's, oh my god, I still love this lead. Guys, if BioWare did anything correct, it's this fucking lead. Oh, go back to leaning. That is just like the sexiest fucking thing, and I hate it. I hate how good it is. I hate it. But I love it. I want everyone to do it. It's just so good. Chat, it's the little things in life. I feel like I missed a turn somewhere.
Human?
I'd like a discount.
Excuse me.
What?
Look, I know our races aren't on the best of terms.
You are kinslayers. Your Admiral Hackett let the Council die.
There's nothing I can do about that. What I can do is stop the Geth from attacking again.
You hunt Geth?
Geth, pirates, mercenary scum, all over the Terminus.
That's dangerous game. I don't like your kind, but I'll help the enemy of my enemy. I'll give you a discount, but I'll deny it if word gets around.
Thank you.
Just get the hell out of here before I change my mind.
So what happened? Like, Garrus is with me. Can Garrus work towards the discount? You know what I'm saying?
Have you tried Galaxy of Fantasy yet? I love that game. It's based on Turian mythology, but it's really fun. I hear it has 11 million players now.
Is this a leg glove? There's something. There's no dancers. I'm not interested. I feel like I definitely made a wrong turn somewhere, and I don't know where I'm going. Wait, I came up this way. I came up this way. Salesman. Look at that car. I want that. That's sexy. Oh, wait. Rapid transit. Normandy. Embassy. Presidium. My mind blanked where I was supposed to go.
Shepard! Welcome back to the ranks of the living. I wasn't sure you got my message.
It's been a long time, Captain.
It's Counselor now.
Ooh.
I had to give up my commission when I joined the Council. I'm glad you came. Though I was hoping the rest of the Council would be here for this meeting too. Unfortunately, they rarely listen to me. Sometimes I wonder if Udina would have been the better choice for this.
You were the right choice. Get Udina to help you. What's this about? You're the right
Nobody
choice.
said this was gonna be easy. But I know you. You get things done.
Thanks for the vote of confidence. But I doubt Udina would echo it. He thinks I need to work on my people skills.
I'm still not clear on why you wanted me to come.
There's been a lot of talk since you came back. Some of what I hear has been, frankly, a little disturbing. I wanted to give you a chance to explain your actions. Maybe get the Council to see things from your point of view. But they refused to see you.
Of course they did,
You
because
let
they're
the previous
assholes.
Council die during Sovereign's attack on the Citadel. They feel you'll always put human interests before galactic concerns.
Never.
Rumors that you're working with Cerberus haven't helped. What are you doing out there?
I'm totally not facing the repercussions of my actions, chat. Trying to save humanity. This isn't about Cerberus. The Alliance abandoned us. Abandoned me.
Cerberus seems to be the only group who cares about our missing colonists.
I feel for those colonists, Shepard. But they went out to the Terminus systems to get away from the Alliance. We can't protect them, but you can. Or at least you're trying to, and I get the sense there's more going on here.
I need your help.
The Reapers are moving again, but not through the Geth. It's the Collectors. They're behind the colony abductions.
The Collectors? We hadn't considered that. There's so little data. They've always seemed like a fringe threat. If they're a front for the Reapers, this is big. But even that may not be enough to get the Council off its tail. The others have spent the past 2 years convincing themselves the Reapers don't exist. I tried to get the truth out, but they don't want to see it. It's just easier for them to accept Sovereign as a Geth warship.
This is why I fucking hate the Council. Why would you let the Council die? Why would you only believe in humanity? Exhibit A, chat.
Are they blind? What about Vigil, the Prothean VI on Ilos?
The VI in Ilos shut itself down. You're the only one who spoke to it, just like you and your crew are the only ones who spoke directly to Sovereign. Officially, the existence of the Reapers has been dismissed as a myth spread by Saren to convince the Geth to follow him. We both know the truth. But I've spent 2 years fighting that line, and I don't have much to show for it.
You're saying it's hopeless.
It's not like you to give up, Anderson.
I haven't given up, but I have to be realistic. Even as a counselor, there's only so much I can do. It's up to you to stop the Reaper, Shepard. All I've got is a title if you want it. I can reinstate your Spectre status. I won't win any popularity contests, but they can't really object. Your title was never officially rescinded when you died. Besides, you're still a hero to humanity, and the Council knows the danger of discounting our opinion.
I mean, I let them die once. I mean, I would never. I'm a good person. Oh, chat, stuff of mine is missing. Where did it go?
I'll take whatever asset I can get, old friend. Coming from you, it's as good as the first time.
Not quite the same level of ceremony, and more symbolic than useful, but it still has weight in some quarters. The rest is up to you. I'll keep the Council and the Alliance off your back. Shouldn't be too hard if you're operating out in the Terminus systems.
Anderson, we need to talk about... Shepard. What are you doing here?
Hi.
Stop by to see how Anderson was doing.
I hope you didn't do anything foolish, Counselor. Like try to arrange a meeting with the Council. There could be serious political ramifications.
I don't answer to you, Udina. Why don't you go to your office and think about that for a while?
Of course, Counselor. Good day to both of you.
Sorry about that. Udina's never gotten over the fact that I got the Council position instead of him. Sometimes I need to put him in his place.
I can love that.
Udina's just doing his job.
True enough. He's got his uses. And if you want something done on the Citadel, he knows who can make it happen. Plus, he's always happy to attend all those formal diplomatic functions I can't be bothered with.
How long did it take to get this place back up to speed after the battle?
Still counting. The main areas of commerce and the most populated wards are complete. But estimates for total restoration are sitting around 5 years.
Damn.
The Keepers always surprise us, though. It's like our repairs are annoying. We'll put up an ugly new bulkhead, and in a few days, they've made it seamless. We never really thought of them as heavy lifters, and I have no idea where they get the resources. But we'd never get done without them.
I mean... I don't trust them.
I'm surprised no one can tell Sovereign isn't Geth technology. Didn't they examine the wreckage?
We don't have much to look at. Pieces have been rained all over the station. It was chaos, with who knows how many species combing the wards for their dead. We secured as much of it as we could. But between the Keepers and a whole lot of unauthorized salvage, there's no way to account for even half of that thing. Another reason why they don't want to acknowledge what Sovereign was.
I hate the Council so much.
Last I knew, we were still fighting holdouts.
Here and there. But they are increasingly disorganized. It's long since stopped being called a war. More like cleanup. Not that you can ever discount them. But we haven't had serious casualties for months. A civilian ship will spot an enclave and we send in a squad to clear it. They're not quite the boogeymen they used to be.
How've the last couple years treated you?
Serving on the Council isn't how I plan to spend my twilight years. Sometimes it feels like I'm just beating my head against a wall. Knowing the truth about Sovereign is brutal. It's nightmare stuff. I can't blame others for not wanting to believe it, but I know how important it is. So I keep trying. Fighting the good fight, right?
Forget Udina and the Council. Join my crew and help me stop the Collectors.
I'm too old to go racing across the galaxy. Much as I complain, I've got an important job to do here. The front line. That's got to be yours.
Caden Alenko was on Horizon. He said he was looking into Cerberus.
I know. I approved the mission. We had to find out if they were behind the missing colonists. I couldn't tell anyone without compromising the investigation. I'm sorry.
You're a bitch.
I thought we were friends. Never expected you to go behind my back.
We didn't know about you at the time. And I wouldn't have told you if I did. What if the elusive man was manipulating you, lying to you? The report actually confirmed your story. I still don't trust Cerberus. But they were right about the collectors abducting the colonists. Unfortunately, Alenko didn't find anything to convince the Council that the Reapers are behind this. Or even that they exist.
Boo.
How have the last couple years treated you?
But I know how important it is. So I keep trying.
Okay.
Fighting the good fight, right?
I better go.
Of course, Shepard, I understand. I wish I could do more to help you. But if you ever want to talk, I'll be here. Just do me a favor and be careful. You can't trust Cerberus.
I don't really trust them. But they're paying for shit, so I like them. Okie dokie, Kai.
Why would you... That's not expected.
Thank you for the 35 months. I appreciate you. At tier 2. So since I can't give Kaden smooches, I'm gonna give them to Kai. Kai, you're getting smooches. That seems fair, right, chat? Oh, I lied. I don't really want to change my members. Yeah, it's fine. I feel like... What am I doing? I don't even know anymore. Okay. Omega. Rosalie. Remedy. Okay. Cerberus determined that an alien race called the Collectors attacking colonies. Jacob. Can I talk to Jacob from here? Jacob. Jacob. Talk to me. Jacob, love me. Jacob, love me. Love me. Love me. Okay. Don't love me. Miranda. Yara. Okay. Bane. Allie, Jessica, just me. Okay. So let's, I guess, head back to the Normandy. Guys, my connection just shit the bed. What the fuck? Chat, I'm gonna let my connection. So this is good. So I'll take a break, stretch, go do good things. I'll be back in a couple of minutes while I figure out what the hell's up with that connection. All right. Okay, chat. I think we're okay now. Possibly, I don't know. I know this tech shit the bed. So, I love when things shit the bed. It's totally great. Highlight of my day. I'll blame Doc being on Discord and using his server and stuff to play games. Give me 1 second, chat. We'll be all good. I need to go to here, and I need to post. Post. Okay. Okay.
Commander, you've received a new message at your private terminal.
Encrypted. Some mesh. Commander Shepard, Mr. Udina offered to pass on a message for me. I wish to again express my thanks for your assistance in retrieving my wife's body. While nothing can ever banish the pain of losing Nerali, being able to see that her body was treated properly helped me more than you can imagine. I have opened the restaurant that my wife always wished to start back on Earth. Nerali's picture hangs on the wall and Alliance soldiers eat for free. It is the least I can do to honor the courage with which both you and my wife have served humanity. Sincerely, Samesh. Aw, yay! You're not dead! From Emily Wong. You're alive? How come you broke whatever cover you've been under for 2 years but didn't offer an exclusive interview to your favorite reporter? Whenever you come up for air and ready to talk, let me know, Emily Wong. Oh, she's the reporter that I helped last time. Okay. It's red. It's red. Commander. I thought that my gift of words had been incorrect, an embarrassing notion, but my contacts tell me you yet survive. I am pleased to hear that your journey continues, though I sense that you head towards an even deeper darkness. When you fought Saren, only your resolve was tested, but now I fear you cannot rely only on your own strength. Take whatever steps you must to ensure that those battling at your side fight with clear minds and glad hearts. Be well, Consort Shirari. Shiari? Untitled, from Air and Velvet's undername. Hey Shepard, heard I have you to thank for getting out of purgatory. Sent a ship to round me up, but they didn't weapon check good enough. I'm gonna carve your name instead of mine into the next victim as thanks. Got anyone you need dead? Haha, you did take a shot at me though on my way out, so I have to kill you. You know how it goes. Dad taught me that you let anybody hurt you, they get ideas, so you make sure to send a message. Not like I'm sending now, though. See you around. The people who live here are coming back, and it's showtime. Look around for your name. I'll make sure you find it before I find you. Billy. What the fuck? I don't like it, chat. That's not good. From Robin Reeve. Commander, the Alliance soldier here gave me this contact information. I hope it reaches you. You said you were trying to stop those collectors. They took my son and my brother. Have you found them? Do you know where they are? I know you're looking, but so many people are just gone. Every family lost someone. The children are the worst. Empty desks at the schools, winter clothes that never got worn. Please, the Alliance isn't doing anything. The Council isn't doing anything. If you can find our people, I'm begging you to do something. Tell me something I can do. Tell me anything. Robin Reeve. About Horizon. Shepard. I'm sorry for what I said back on Horizon. I spent 2 years pulling myself back together after you went down with the Normandy. It took me a long time to get over my guilt for surviving and move on. I finally let my friends talk me into going out for drinks with the doctor on the Citadel. Nothing serious, but trying to let myself have life again, you know? Oh no. Then I saw you, and everything pulled hard to port. You were standing in front of me, but you were with Cerberus. I guess I really don't know who either of us is anymore. Do you remember that night before Ilos? That night meant everything to me. Maybe it meant as much to you, but a lot has changed in the last 2 years, and I can't just put that aside. But please be careful. I've watched too many people close to me die. Eden Prime, on Vermeer, and Horizon, on the Normandy. I couldn't bear it if I lost you again. If you're still the woman I remember, I know you'll find a way to stop these collector attacks, but Cerberus is too dangerous to be trusted. Watch yourself. When things have settled down a little, maybe, I don't know, just take care, Gated. Ah! Let's fucking go! To Shepard from Cerberus Information Processing. We're aware that your old friend, Lier Tosani, has been hunting for the Shadow Broker for several years. We wouldn't mind helping her in that hunt, given the broker's past work for the Collectors. We've recently uncovered some information that might give Liara a lead on where to find the Shadow Broker's base of operations, but unfortunately she doesn't have much faith in Cerberus intel. If you'd visit Ilium and pass it on to her as a gesture of goodwill, we'd appreciate it. Okay. Say chat, this is why you... I'm not gonna finish that thought. It's actually not a good thought. It's not good advice, so take it. Alright. Where am I going now? Let's fuel up. Oh, I'm ready to fuel. Cool. Help Kazumi, I guess. Okay. Okay.
Launching probe.
We're gonna assume that
Probe away.
means something. Cool. I can't wait to find something that's like good. Okay. Completed. Interesting. Okay. The recipient of the first wave of Earth's colonization efforts, Birkenstein's founders had a decidedly less agrarian plan than Eden Prime. The mission of Birkenstein's first colony was to become Earth's off-planet manufacturing base, integrating humanity into galactic culture by producing needed goods. Meeting with mixed success for the first generation, Birkenstein then leapfrogged its competition by producing high-quality luxury goods that went straight to nearby markets via the Citadel. Today, Birkenstein is known as the Humans Ilium, a place where new money tycoons flaunt their wealth, and the have-nots have rarely spoken of. Okay. Good. See, it said it was depleted, but I just figured it was like desolate, but it's not. Okay, let's see. You get 12 points. We'll give you... Okay. That's it. Okay.
Looking good, Miss Allison Gunn. Hawk won't be able to keep his eyes off you.
I assume Allison Gunn is my cover.
You run a small but talented band of mercs out in the Terminus systems. Precisely the type of person Hawk respects.
Oh yeah, I'm
I
informal
took the
aware.
liberty of giving you a reputation. Papers, witnesses, article in Badass Weekly.
Nice.
Just don't start talking business with him, and you'll be fine.
Remind me, what kind of man are we dealing with?
Hawk's a weapons dealer and smuggler. He killed my partner and stole his gray box. Other than that, he's not so bad. Rich, charismatic, willing to crack open a man's skull to get at the neural implants inside.
Take it I'm wearing this getup for a reason?
You'd look really out of place at a society party in armor, don't you think? You look great. You should wear this stuff more often.
Now's probably a good time to fill me in on the details.
You have been waiting patiently. Our friend Hawk is throwing a party for his closest friends. A couple dozen of the worst liars, cheaters, and mass murderers you'll ever want to meet. all bringing gifts as a tribute to the man himself. Our tribute is a lovely statue of your old friend Saren, rendered with loving detail and filled to the brim with our weapons and armor. You can keep your pistol as long as it's concealed. They won't hassle you over a sidearm. Once inside, we'll make our way to Hawk's vault door, somewhere in the back of the ballroom. Then, we case the security and start peeling away the layers. The statue should be there, waiting for you to crack it open and arm up. Then we just waltz into the vault and take back KG's gray box. And I'll finally get a chance to say goodbye.
You've worked really hard on this. KG must have meant a lot to you.
Was I that obvious? KG's gray box holds a lot of priceless personal memories. It's all that remains of who he was. But the secret he discovered is dangerous. I wouldn't bring you here if it wasn't.
Okay.
This ought to be interesting.
That's what I'm going for.
I kind of like your chat. After the last two we got in our team, I kind of like her. She's pretty cool. Ooh.
This is our stop.
I like this dress.
After you, Ms. Gunn.
Hold a moment, ma'am. There seems to be an issue with the statue.
Is there a problem here?
No, Mr. Huck. Just doing a scan.
I don't believe we've met. Donovan Hawk.
Nice to meet you.
I've heard a lot about you. Name's Allison Gunn.
And I've heard a lot about you. You've been very busy lately, if the extra net is to be believed.
Sir, the scanners aren't picking anything up.
I don't think our guests would come all the way here from Ilium just to cause trouble. Do you?
I mean, it's
You
a
may pass
statue.
through, Ms. Gunn. You were invited after all, but I will ask your companion to remain outside. You understand, I hope.
So we have a problem? Of course, that's what it takes.
No problem. You're the host.
Enjoy the party.
Well, that didn't go as I expected.
Why'd he turn you away?
Any idea why he'd send you away?
No, we've never seen each other in person, and no one knows what I look like. Just watching his ass, I'm sure. I can't blame him.
I mean, you're not dressed formal attire. That could be part of the problem. Maybe it's a black tie only.
What do we do now?
We go on with the plan. You'll just have to do all the talking. I'll stay out of sight and stick with you the best I can. We'll keep radio contact in case something goes wrong. We need to find the door and case the security. We'll figure out the next step then.
Cheddar got this. Crack my fingers. I've done formal events before. I know how to work the room in these events.
Oh, that? A quick application of force, a little pressure, and bam, done.
Thank goodness. I thought those rabble would dog you for years.
Oh, well, that's a pretty dress. I won't wear it. Oh, Jesus, very low cut. I'll not wear that Thursday to the gala. That's a little inappropriate, but it's very nice all the same. There's a fire with some bones. Oh, shit. It's this kind of party?
Archangel guy.
I hear he's dead. Or gone, or something. Good riddance, I say.
Your dress is okay. Your dress is a pink version of the blue lady's dress. Ooh, pink dress. I guess all the fashion is to see the brooch. Got it.
Very nice. There's more here than I expected. Password protected voice lock, kinetic barrier, DNA scanner. Looks like an EX700 series. Everything a vault needs to be impenetrable.
This gonna be a problem?
Please, remember who you're talking to. We'll need to get a voice sample for the voice lock. You'll have to go chat up Hawk for that. We'll have to find a password too. DNA, child's play. We should find plenty of DNA samples in Hawk's private quarters. And the barrier? Cut the power. Never fails. If we can find it. KG could get through a system like this in his sleep. And I'm better. Let's get to it.
But my thing is, if the statue's here with the with weapons, but we need the thing that's in the. Okay, never mind. I'm getting there, chat. I'm getting there. I'm figuring it out.
It looks like the barrier's power cable runs under the floor here. I'll set your Omni tool to scan for electromagnetic fields.
You a little flirt flirt. You a little wink wink.
There he is. All you need to do is keep him talking long enough for me to get a voice print. Pull out the charm on this one, Shep. Whenever you're ready.
I'm ready. Let's go.
After you.
Miss Gunn, good to see you. That scene at the door hasn't soured your evening, I hope.
I understand the security, but who would dare try to break into Donovan Hawk's home?
Gunn, in our line of work, we attract a certain element. Few understand the pains we take to keep the barbarians at bay. People these days want comfort, entertainment, love. They don't see that the galaxy is fragile.
He has
They only
Quakefish.
have to worry about simple luxuries. Why? Because people like me and you are doing the terrible things that keep the galaxy spinning. This party is for us. The cleaners. The support structure for the galaxy's gleeful delusions of peace. May there always be a market for the things we do.
Clap, clap, clap. Illegal activities. Clap, clap, clap.
I said get him talking, and you got him talking. We've got enough of a voice sample. Let him go.
Enjoy the party, Miss Gunn.
Once we find the password, we can get past the voice scanner.
Okay. Well, I can't get to his bedroom, so that's a thing.
That door goes to a security room. I'll take care of the lock. There we go. Ready when you are.
Oh. Oh. This is easy. I'm amazing. I know. I get it.
You can't be back here.
Take him down.
Wait, why do I have a gun?
Can't do it.
Hostile fire!
I have an idea. See what you can find.
No one's gonna question. Okay. I mean, what do I know, chat? Like, really?
Got something?
The password is Perusia.
Huh. That's the name of the man who stole the Mona Lisa. Nice. I tapped into their communications. Maybe it'll come in handy. Now, I just take the voice sample we got from Hawk and... got it. Now we can crack that voice scanner.
I feel like he's gonna realize that we okay.
Some say Commander Shepard is still alive. Really?
Oh, please. It's wishful thinking at best.
Hi. You don't know me. Alright. What's this thing? Oh, down here. Okay.
Don't touch that. Without Hawk's DNA, you'll set off every alarm in the building.
Password required. Voice ID accepted. Welcome, Mr. Hawk.
So then I just need DNA from like his personal effects?
Hawk throws a hell of a party.
Yes. I'm not too pleased with the caliber of people he's invited, though.
Oh wait, hold on, there was a thing. Ha ha.
One sec. That should take care of the barrier.
Hell yeah! Can I get in now, or do I still need something?
That got it. The barrier's down.
DNA. Okay, yeah. Gotta find DNA. Someone touch my butt. I mean, that works right, too. Maybe.
Mr. Hawk's private rooms are off limits to guests without security clearance.
I have clearance to go in.
On whose authority?
Hawk gave me permission to go in.
Hawk knows procedure. You're not getting in till I hear it from my commander. Enjoy the party.
Private rooms. We need to get in there. That's the best place to find Hawk's DNA.
Yeah, I figured. That's why I did it. Should I be woozy? I'm gonna be wheezy.
He's gone.
Shit, I can't talk to him.
He's gone.
Ow! I need... Oh my goodness. I got the vapors. Is that what it is? I don't know, Chad. I don't do southern stuff. But maybe that's what I need to get into the DNA stuff. How do I do this? I already murdered 2 people, so, you know, I'm on a roll. I did this one. Exactly. Oh. Is that how it works? I don't know. I'm a Jersey girl.
Did you hear? Santiago was attacked in his own base.
I feel faint. I think I've had too much to drink. Oh no, the back of my dress became unzipped. I'm gonna keep going until something works. Oh no, my heel snapped. If only there was a gentleman. No one is impressed. I don't know if I like this party. Ooh, something lit up. Private rooms. No way you could sneak out of that party. That place is locked down tight. And security chief Ro's in charge. No way Ro would let that get past her. I'd rather stand around bored on guard than risk her wrath. Sorry.
Chief Ro, huh? She sounds like a hard ass. I have an idea to get us past that private room guard. Tell him Chief Ro sent you.
Okay. Not as much fun as what I said, but I mean it works. The thing is, if like this didn't work, which I know it's going to, but like, if this didn't work, he'd get really skepty. He'd get really.
Mr. Hawk's private rooms
Yeah.
are off limits to guests without
We'd be
security
obvious.
clearance.
I have clearance to go in.
On whose authority?
I have authorization from Chief Ro.
Okay, 1 second. Chief Ro, Samuels. Have you given access authorization to Mr. Hawk's private rooms?
They have access, Samuels. They'll stop bothering me.
Got it. Sorry to bother you, ma'am. Okay, you're clear to go in.
I
Enjoy
like
the
her.
party.
I like her a lot. Oh, hell. This is fucking nice. Stupid people with stupid money.
Look for anything we can get usable DNA from. Just make it quick and quiet.
Does he have hair? I don't want to search the couch cushion. Oh god.
Found a sample?
No, a credit shit.
Oh, here we go.
Not a great saliva sample, but it's still useful. We're going to need more than this for the scanner, though. Empty. Too bad. A cigarette butt would have been a good source. No DNA, but Looks like Hawk's been trying to crack KG's gray box. Looks like he's missing something. He hasn't cracked the encryption yet.
You know...
The cleaners don't dare touch treasures like this. We can get some skin cells from the dust. It's probably contaminated, though. We should find another sample.
It's clean.
It's a plant.
Look, he's making it a pain in the ass to get his shit. So I'm gonna take stuff from him. This is my finder's fee. Oh.
Holographic interface.
Ow.
I'll find a sample here.
Okuda Decryption Project update. Little progress to report. We now completed dictionary attacks using words and phrases from 4,800 galactic languages. Research into the Okuda family has not produced any matches. It is unlikely that a random brute force approach will produce a result within our lifetimes. Given the nature of the gray box technology, it's possible that the decryption key may not be a password at all. It could be a memory, an emotion, even a smell. The permutations could be infinite. I suggest that we begin investigating alternate methods for breaking through the security on the box.
We can probably get Hawk's DNA off the datapad. He seems to have obsessed over this. That should do it. Let's get out of here.
Can you make me invisible? I don't trust this shit. I'm just gonna go this way. I'm just gonna avoid.
I hear Mr. Hawk's vault is exquisite.
Who could know? He never lets anyone near it.
Do the guards seem more attentive than usual?
They'd probably be more attentive to me too if I was wearing that dress.
I mean, the dress is pretty revealing.
DNA identification affirmed. Welcome, Mr. Hawk.
I'll check for security cams. Go ahead and get dressed.
But I want to fight in the dress. My dress is prettier. Now, what was the point of this? We want the gray box. I'm a little nervous, chat. She looked too happy. Damn.
So this is Hawk's vault. Very nice. This scanner will hone in on the gray box. It's not far.
Egyptian statue. What was this one? Promethean statue, Egyptian statue, a vase. Statue of Liberty head. Yeah, that's definitely the Statue of Liberty. Oh. We're playing hot cold. I was busy looking at the fancy things. I wasn't thinking of...
Oh my god. There it is.
Don't bother, Miss Goto. It's code locked. had a feeling that was you at the door. I knew if it was really you, you'd get through anyway.
You know me. I don't like to disappoint.
I need what's in your grey box, Kasumi. You know I'm willing to kill you for it. I'll admit your skills are impressive. You got into my vault like I'd left it open, but you're still going to die, screaming, just like your old friend.
Rude.
Let's see you try. This is where your special skills come into play, Shepard. Let's do this.
You mean where I murder people? That is a special skill. Oh. There's booty cheeks in my way.
This will bring them down.
My shields are down.
Oh. Oh. That's a grenade.
How'd you like that?
I miss having my gun.
Overloading. I can do that.
This would have been so much.
Haha.
No. I was like, this would have been so much easier with my gun.
Going dark.
Down.
I see them. Burn, bitch.
Okay. I got it.
Checking blueprints. There's a landing pad to the east. Let's get out of here.
Joker,
Hold on,
bring the
ammo.
shuttle in, now!
Chat, which way's east? Wait, what do you mean I'll get my sniper rifle? That's just mean. I love my sniper rifle. Fine. Yes, give me my shotgun. Fine. I know hit my gun. Yeah.
You've been spotted.
Have we though?
Going dark.
This is my baby. This is my baby. I do really. That was just not so much. Because this button is a big boy, but.
Going silent.
Down. 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 Oh, Jesus.
Now you see me.
Okay. Oh, God. Alright, I walked into that one. You win. Give me my gun.
Cloaking.
That was not the right gun. But it worked. This is the gun that I wanted.
Damn it. We have to find another way.
I mean, can I drive this? Oh, this looks drivable. That one. know that was gonna happen. Right.
Locked and loaded.
I'm very cute.
Now you see me.
Okay, that's cool.
Going dark.
There you go. That one, I don't like that. Ooh, that looks like it'd be deadly. Can I get up, please? I shot you in the knee. Oh god, that's grenade. Ah! Okay. Nobody panic, chat. Oh, I missed.
Now you see me.
Ah, you bitch.
Alert.
Not making me miss.
Need some cover.
It'll take heavier weapons than that to blow those tanks. It'll take heavier weapons than that to blow those tanks.
No.
It'll take heavier
No.
weapons than that to blow those tanks.
Really? The laser beam doesn't do it?
It'll take heavier weapons than that to blow those tanks.
I don't have like a rocket launcher. Where's there a rocket launcher? Oh, you know what? That could definitely do it. Not what I was going to do, but it worked.
Don't let them out of there with one drop of thing.
Look right.
Alison's gun. Bring the other girl to me.
Oh, I missed. You're lucky the fire got in the way. Okay.
Going silent.
That big dude is kind of a pain in the ass. There's my laser beam. Laser beam, laser beam, laser beam, laser beam, laser beam. Yay! I did it, Chad. What do you mean the people still alive? Oh shit, you are still alive. Can I recharge my gun? I need plasma stuff. So if someone has plasma stuff, you know, I will accept it. No? No plasma? Alright, well. No pistol. Okay.
And fight me, Kasumi. You know what happened to your boy Toy when he fought back.
You don't talk about Cage like that. Murderer.
Ow. There he is.
Going silent.
Check your screens.
Can't do that right now.
I'm amazing, chat. I know. I get it. my gun are incredible. I will take the medkit.
What's this?
Yeah, I wanted bullets, but I guess not.
Keep them busy. I'll take care of this myself.
Someone's coming.
Oh, you.
See me.
I need bullets. No, I'm not wasting my bullet.
Going
on you.
dark.
You've got 2 shields. Oh, that's my girl. I think you rebuilt the wrong gun. Whoa! Whoa! No! Storage crate. That gun is loaded. I saw something light up. Find platinum. Oh, here we go. This. And then something about spare parts. I don't know where. Oh, here we go. I'm like, it's popped up a bunch of times. I just don't know where it is. Alright, can't get that way. I like the Jeep. Okay. Nothing good. Alright. Chat, don't trip. Oh no! Sexy.
Could have done this the easy way, Gojo. Allow me to show you the hard way.
Look left.
Oh, wrong thing.
Now you see me. Can't do it.
Okay. I think that's good for that. No, man, I didn't get plasma stuff. Like, wanting my plasma gun kind of useless.
There to our left.
Shield to fail.
No.
Going dark.
Lay down your weapons.
No! That's upsetting.
Up ahead.
What did you tell your friend, Kasumi? You're doing this for love?
Gunship's back and with full shields. If I can get... Going silent.
Oh, don't you do that stuff! I can survive against these little dudes. Me and my gun are incredible.
Even if you escape, I'll scour the galaxy for you.
Sneaky. Oh. Like, get on the branch.
Got a clear shot. Here we go.
Go, girl, go. Oh, God. Make sure you smooch him before you kill.
Shields down. Let's tear that thing apart.
I appreciate the hero landing, though. 3-point hero landing is pretty damn sexy. Positive everything.
Now you see me.
Ugh, alright.
Look left.
I'm gonna die. I'm stuck in a corner. I'm gonna die. I am dying. I don't want to do the whole fight again.
Look right.
No, no, not doing it. You know what? You can go down.
Taking heavy fire.
Hit you. You can go down. You can go down. I need to find my gun.
Look left.
Do I get it? Down, girl.
Down you go. Coming from the right. Look right. No shield. Now you see me.
Lay down your weapons.
Down.
What did you tell your friends, Kasumi? You're doing this for love?
Cloaking.
Finally! Have my gun back. You have my gun. You work, but you have a gun. I need more laser! Shit, I need laser! Is this my ride? This looks like my ride. No? Eh? 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 So you register as my ride, but you're not gonna let me get on the shuttle. Here we go. I want to do the thing. She doesn't hate me.
Kasumi.
Aw.
If you're seeing this, it's because I'm dead. The information we found is all here. It's big, Kasumi. If the Council ever got wind of this, the Alliance could be implicated. Kasumi, I encrypted the information to keep it safe. And I uploaded the encryption key to your gray box, so no one could get the whole package. But if I'm dead, and if anyone knows about this, then I've made you a target, my love. I'm so sorry.
Keiji.
I know you, Kasumi. You'll want to keep these memories forever. But you don't need some neural implant to know I'll always be with you. Please. Kasumi. Destroy these files. There's nothing more I can do to protect you.
I can't do that. This is all that's left.
Goodbye, Kasumi. I love you.
Aww. Can't we save the memories? Keep the gray box. So it's what he wants for the gray box. Can't we save the memories?
Is there any way we can just destroy the information?
No. Keiji's a master at encrypting files. He laced the information into his memories. You can't get one without experiencing the other.
If it's that important to you, keep it. Just make sure you're ready to live with the consequences.
Yeah, I am. I'll stay off the grid. No one will know I exist. I think I want this. Thanks, Shepard.
She's so happy. She's like, I'm gonna go back into the memories. I'm gonna stare at his pretty face. Girl, I get you, you know? Look, I get you. Okay.
Miranda wants to see you, Commander.
Okay. I gotta talk to Miranda and Jacob. So Jacob's over here, though. I say that, and then he's not actually here. Yes, he is.
Commander, sorry I'm a little unfocused. Personal matter. It won't affect my duties.
Something on your mind?
Always have time for my crew. What is it?
As I said, it's a personal matter. I don't want to waste our time if it turns out to be a goose chase. But... well, I got pinged by a ghost the other night. Family.
I love how the mission changed my casual wear on the ship. I don't hate it. I just laugh with it.
I'm listening.
My private log got an update about the Hugo Gernsback, the ship my father served on. It sent an SOS last week, reporting a crash and requesting a rescue. Shepard, that ship went missing 10 years ago. I hadn't talked to my father for 3 years before that. I've buried everything but a body. I'm not convinced it isn't just some automated distress signal ticking over. It's been too long.
You don't want to find him, but you want to check it out.
I'd think you'd be more excited that your father might be alive.
He wasn't around enough for me to have bad memories. It's an old, well-healed wound. But if he's actually alive and needs help, I also want to note that it's not normal procedure for distress calls to be routed to the Normandy. This was passed to my personal log through Cerberus filters.
Any signs that this was a Cerberus front? Who passed this to you?
I doubt the elusive man would let a direct operation stake hold this long. If there's a link, it's probably just about money. Cerberus needs diverse holdings to fund projects like, well, you. And whoever sent this my way covered their tracks. Someone could be fishing for favors, or thought it would get under my skin. Who knows with that bunch?
Relationship with
You
your
didn't get
father.
along with your father?
He made no apologies, I'll give him that. You make a mistake, you own up to it. Even if you keep making it. Whatever problems we had were a lifetime ago. I've had 10 years to get to where I am. And as far as I know, he's still a ghost.
Shit.
Tell me about the Hugo Gernsback and what it was doing.
Privately held frigate. I looked over the mission brief when it disappeared. Nothing stood out. Typical research and grab operation. Find an uncharted planet, stake a claim, and establish as large a presence as you can as fast as possible to shut out competitors.
Okay.
I think we can spare the time. Pass the coordinates to Joker.
I appreciate that, Commander.
Okay.
I don't expect more than dusty old bones, but it'll be good to close the record.
Okay. That's done. And then Miranda wants to see me. She in this
Jack
one?
would like to talk with you, Commander.
No.
Shepard, how can I help?
Have you got a minute to talk?
Yes, would like that actually. Talked about work earlier. Time with Special Tasks Group studying genophage. It wasn't entirely honest. Lied
Oh,
of
damn.
omission. Also, other kinds. Need to clear the air. Mission too important to keep secrets. Work on genophage was more than just study.
What did you do?
What was the Special Tasks Group doing with the Krogan genophage?
Study at first, as I said, but uncovered surprising data. Krogan population was increasing at faster rate than expected. Krogan were adapting to genophage, overcoming disease.
How did it happen? Perhaps they weren't adapting. This is good news. What happened next? This is a major threat.
Did the Krogan evolve, or did some of their scientists develop a treatment?
Krogan scientists? Never met Krogan scientist worthy of term. No. Natural evolution. Krogan physiology incredibly durable. Organ redundancy, backup systems, cellular regeneration. Genophage like any other natural hazard. Krogan evolved past it.
Okay.
The genophage was a terrible mistake. It nearly destroyed the Krogan and their culture. Now they have a chance to recover.
Naive viewpoint. Krogan too dangerous to allow unchecked birth rate. Look at Krogan rebellions. Personally led a science team. Geneticists, chemists, sociologists, mathematicians. Created new version of genophage. Released it onto Chanka, other Krogan-centric areas. Restabilized Krogan population.
Damn. This was the best choice. Investigate. Why not go all the way? What you did was wrong. Thank you for telling me you did the right thing. Distribution.
How did you distribute the modified genophage?
Covert drops, hospitals, clan centers, water supplies. Very difficult. Few Solarians onto Chanka. Team got caught a few times. Had to fight free. Messy. Better when things went as planned.
How did your genophage modification work?
Krogan evolution attached garbage genetic code to genophage attack sites. Modification created other areas for garbage code to connect. Left sites clean, capable, running smoothly.
Damn.
You never considered other options?
Hundreds. Thousands. Modified genophage offered best outcome. Stabilized population, avoided publicity that could incite Krogan anger, averted potential genocide, or devastating war. Best solution for whole galaxy. Krogan included.
I don't know how I feel about this.
The genophage was a mistake bordering on a war crime. Recreating it is unforgivable.
Don't want me on team? Don't bring me. Can stay here, work on collector research. But no apologies. Did what was right. Hope you do the same if necessary. Should get back to work. Talk more later. Next time tissue synthesis has to compile. Good for free time. Shepard, how can I help?
Have you got a minute to talk?
Not now. Working on collector data. Have ruled out artificially intelligent virus. Unless it's very intelligent and toying with me. Tests. Anything else?
I'll let you work.
We'll be here if you need me.
You know, hey, it may not have been that. It may not have been the best thing he could have done, but at the same time, I still like him. I still think he's great. Briefing comrade. Jacob.
I hope we can clear up what's going on with the Gernsback, Commander. Doubt my father's alive after all this time. Was there anything else? Just eager to get going.
I'm more interested in just talking for a bit.
Already? I'm not big on forcing these talks, Shepard. Let's do this later.
We'll talk later.
Commander.
Alright. I'm so flirty, chat. Like, Shepard, she be
What's
funny
this
flirt.
area of the ship?
This is the Combat Information Center. Here, the crew receives sensor data and...
There we go. Okay. Oh no, that's crew quarters. Test room. Test room. Observation. Where's Miranda's office? Oh, I think it's over here. Yeah.
Shepard, I find myself in the unpleasant position of asking for your help. I don't like discussing personal matters, but this is important.
Miranda, you're one of my crew. Tell me what's on your mind.
My father was extremely wealthy. He wanted the ideal daughter, and he paid a great deal to genetically tailor me. When I
Jesus.
learned that my father was more interested in controlling a dynasty than raising a daughter, I left.
I would too. That's fucked up.
How'd your father take that?
He was less than pleased. Several of his security guards were injured in the process. He knows not to come after me. But this isn't about me. I have a sister, a twin, and he's still hunting her.
Oh shit.
Cerberus has kept her safe, until now. She's living a normal life on Ilium, safe and hidden from my father.
So you think your father's tracked her down?
Precisely, Commander. My sources indicate he knows that she's on Ilium. I've tried to keep her hidden without impacting her life, but I'm out of options. He's too close. I need to relocate my sister's family before it's too late.
What do you know about your sister?
She's my genetic twin. We're identical, but she deserves a normal life, and she's going to get it no matter what.
Did your sister's family know about this? Are they okay with being relocated?
They know nothing. They're completely uninvolved. Normal. I told Cerberus, and they're coming up with a positive reason to move the family.
What do you need me to do?
My father is extremely persistent. I'd like to go to Ilium when Cerberus is moving the family to make sure none of his agents get too close. My contact's name is Lantea. She'll be waiting for us in the lounge near the Nos Astra docking bay.
Okay. Okay. We can do that. And then...
Weren't you originally stationed on Horizon?
Yes. If I hadn't joined Cerberus, I'd be abducted by the Collectors right now.
Jesus.
Wow. You really dodged a bullet.
Yeah, I couldn't take that. They creep the hell out of me.
I mean, yeah, the Collectors are kind of gross. Okay, we're gonna go this way. Back up to here. Okay. Let's see.
Jack would like to talk with you.
I talked to Jack. Maybe alone. Alright. I have explored you. You have been explored. Alright, so now we need to go this way, go to mass relay, switch locations. Where are we gonna go though? Maybe I'll get the team member?
Fuel reserves at 50%.
Charge up. Ah! Well, that happened. Okay. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff here. Give Liara intel, help Miranda recruit the assassin, recruit the Justicar, the Judicator, the something. Okay, we'll go here. Something. People on my team. Something. Okay. Fuel deposit. Okay. Ilium is a classic garden world developed to serve as interpot between the Terminus systems and the Asari republics. To abate this trade, the normally stringent custom laws of Council space on product safety, proscribed materials, and sapient trafficking are relaxed. Officially, Ilium is not an Asari world. It is colonized and operated by the Asari corporate interests. This gives it the same legal latitude enjoyed by the human corporate research enclaves of Novaria. Ilium is one of the youngest Asari colonies settled during the 7th expansion wave. The first child born on the world is only now reaching her middle age. The world is hot and massive. Ground settlement is only possible at the higher polar latitudes. Its more equatorial locations, the population is housed in arcology skyscrapers to escape the heat of the surface. Interesting. But it looks really pretty. Alright, we will bring Miranda. And I will bring... I don't know. I guess Garrus. Okay. Oh. I forgot, it's not 2 points. Okay. You have 3 points. I'll give it to that one so you can do overload. And make you a Cerberus officer. Okay. I don't know what it's gonna give me. There was a bunch of quests. This place feels nice though. God, they really like lifted Miranda. Ugh.
Welcome to Nosastra, Commander Shepard. We've been instructed to waive all docking and administration fees for your visit.
Yay!
My name is Karina. If you need information about the area, it would be my pleasure to assist you.
Why do I get the free pass?
Who instructed you to waive the fees?
The order came from Liara Tassoni, who paid all fees on your behalf.
Oh!
She also asked that I direct you to speak with her at your convenience. She's near the trading floor.
No,
What can you tell me about Nosastra?
It's an exciting city. We see a lot of new cultures and goods because of our proximity to the Terminus systems. At the same time, Ilium is still an Asari world. You should be as safe here as you would be on the Citadel. For your own safety, however, I recommend against signing anything.
What's so dangerous about signing something?
Ilium is a free trade world, Commander. Contract term requirements are more relaxed here than on other planets. It's a small price to pay for keeping our competitive edge in goods from the Terminus systems.
Oh, that makes sense.
You mentioned trading. What gets traded on Ilium?
Anything you can imagine, Commander. Ilium is a wonderful world for those who can afford it. In order to remain competitive as a Terminus systems port, we've relaxed many of the standards you'd find on other Asari worlds.
I like her
Most
outfit.
drugs
Can I
are
wear
legal,
that?
provided they are labeled properly. You can buy almost any weapon or technology. You can even buy indentured servants.
No.
I can't believe an Asari world would allow slavery.
We try to avoid calling it slavery. All indentured servants on Ilium have voluntarily agreed to a term of service. Most choose indentured service as a means to pay off debt or avoid imprisonment. A contract holder is responsible for the well-being of her servants, and a servant's duties are agreed upon before the contract is signed.
That sounds sketchy. I don't trust that shit.
You said Liara was here? What is she doing?
Liara is one of Nosastra's most respected information brokers. Nosastra is based upon trade. Information is valuable currency, and Liara has done quite well. As I said, you'll find her near the trading floor. She was looking forward to seeing you.
Okay.
Do you have any recommendations about what to do on Nosastra?
Our trading center is directly ahead. You'll find restaurants and shops nearby as well. I suggest you browse our shopping kiosks. You can find things on Nosastra that you can't find anywhere else in the galaxy.
I'm on a mission. Can you help me find someone?
I can help you find major entertainment centers or stores, but I'm afraid I can't point you to individual people. Liara is excellent at that type of work, however. I imagine she can help you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Again, welcome to our city, Commander. Please enjoy your stay.
I mean, the place isn't terrible. It looks very nice.
Customs records indicated just a car named Samara is visiting this port, Shepard. Your former teammate, Liara Tassoni, may have more information. Her office overlooks the trading floor. You may wish to speak with her regarding the whereabouts of Thane Krios, the assassin on your dossier, as well. Also, I have a message for Miss Lawson. Lantea has reserved a room at Eternity and will be waiting.
Thank you, Edie.
Go talk to Garrus, but...
We were always told that Ilium is one of the safest places in the galaxy, until you fell off the grid. Signed the wrong contract, joined up with the wrong company, or walked down the wrong
Hi, Tag,
alley,
welcome
and it's
in.
as dangerous
How have you
as
been?
anywhere else. Don't let this place fool you. It's no safer here than Omega.
Oh, Meg was terrible.
No, you don't understand. I lost it somewhere near the transport terminal. It can't be replaced. It's a token from my bondmate. It's the only thing my child has to remember her father by. Please, if you find it... Pardon me, I'm on a call.
Oh. Well, then I can't assist you, now can I?
25. Sell at 25.
Stock market.
No. Excuse me, are you Commander Shepard?
Maybe.
You're Commander Shepard? I saw your... I guess you would say your aura. I'd recognize you anywhere.
Nice, what con are you going to?
I was asked to give you a message if I saw you. It's from a friend you made on Novaria.
I met a lot of people on Novaria. Could you be more specific?
I believe the message itself should make it clear. Shepard, we hide. We borrow. We build. But we know that you seek those who soured the songs of our mothers. When the time comes, our voice will join with yours, and our crescendo will burn the darkness clean. Thank you, Shepard. The Rachni will sing again because of you.
How did you possess another Asari? You can't just take over people's minds like that.
Peace, Shepard. The Rachni Queen does not control my thoughts. That was merely the message I was asked to deliver. I encountered her on an uncharted world. She saved my life. More than that, she gave me a purpose. They are an amazing people, Shepard. The galaxy owes you a great debt for giving them a second chance.
Tell her to be good.
How did you find the Rachni?
I was working as a courier. Pirates ambushed my ship, and I was forced down on an uncharted planet. I was badly injured, alone and near death. Then they found me. They saved me.
You said the Queen gave you a purpose. What do you mean?
The Queen shared her song with me as I recovered. I saw the Rachni as only an Asari could. They are so beautiful and so vulnerable. They needed someone to purchase things they cannot make themselves. Someone to work within the system. An agent, if you will. I am happy to help. My life as a courier was empty and shallow. Now I'm helping a great race rebuild itself.
See, Chad, I did good. For once.
You were really comfortable walking away from your old life?
You're concerned that the Queen is controlling me. I understand, but it doesn't work like that. Our minds were in perfect harmony. I saw their beautiful spirit and their need. I knew what I had to do. If some part of that is suggestion, then it was a side effect from their efforts to save my life. I am happy.
Okay.
Thank you for giving me that information. I'm glad my friend on Novaria is doing well.
Be well, Commander Shepard. You will not see me again.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Shepard? The news said you were dead. What happened?
No, wait, probably classified. Forget I asked. You just have to lie. It's been a couple of years. I'm Gianna Parasini, Novaria Internal Affairs. You helped me nail Administrator Analeas.
Happy to help. What happened to Administrator
My mind went
Analeas?
negative for that chat.
He made the one mistake Novaria won't tolerate. He got caught taking their money. He's doing a few years in white-collar prison. More importantly, he won't work in the field again. Sit down. If I remember right, I owe you a beer. What brings you to Ilium? You know, that you can talk about.
I'm on a mission. I'm hitting the collectors. It's classified.
You ever heard of the Collectors? They're attacking human colonies. I'm gonna stop them.
Damn, Shepard. For me, a tough job involves more paperwork. Hey, listen, I just remembered something. I've gotta go. Talk to you later? And
Oh, that's
don't forget to drink your beer.
Examine the beer. Shepard had to leave. Target saw me. Couldn't break cover. A sorry merchant smuggling schematics from Novaria. Can you talk her into showing you good stuff?
Always something.
Welcome. You look like someone who needs high-quality equipment. Feel free to look around. My store has the best tech and biotic equipment on Ilium.
I'm a big spender. What do you sell? This stuff might be crap. I want advanced merchandise. I'll do some shopping. You're being watched.
Is everything here so expensive? I'd planned to drop a lot of credits today.
Really?
I'm outfitting a team for a dangerous mission. I need the best, and I'm willing to pay for it, as long as you work with me.
Well, perhaps I could give you a preferred rate at the kiosk. Here, a small discount, and when I get special items in, you can take a look.
What kind of special items are we talking about?
Oh, you know, schematics, designs. Nothing illegal, but I may not have all the licenses to sell them.
So they're kind of illegal.
Do you have anything else? Anything not listed on your main merchandise kiosk?
Well, there is one thing. Very advanced design. Not publicly available yet.
That's because it's still in development on Novaria, and illegal for export. Hello, Hermia.
Parasini, you set me up! But this isn't Novaria. You don't have the authority to arrest me.
I don't care whether you go to jail. I've got all the evidence I need to find you out of business.
Jesus.
Do you have the authority to seize the schematic she's trying to sell?
I don't have to. Hermia was under suspicion. We leaked a faulty device to her. All this thing will ever do is blow up in your face.
Jesus.
I need to go. I have to talk to my lawyer.
Talk fast, Hermia. When the fines hit, you won't be able to afford him. Ah, that was good. I've got to go file a few papers. Come by my table when you've got a minute.
I feel like I've been used.
Hermia is going to be a very poor woman very shortly. Thanks for the help, Shepard. I love nailing Asari. So ageless and superior. Then you get them and they squeal like schoolgirls.
It must be nice having a job that you really enjoy.
I wanted to be a cop, or CSEC, but my family had bills. I needed the money a corporate job brought in. Besides, in this job, you don't see things that make it hard to sleep at night. White-collar crime is nice and clean.
That's
Hell,
valid.
at least this time I didn't have to wear heels and a dress.
It's been a pleasure, Gianna.
You too, Shepard. See you around.
I got stuff to do. I'll see you in the third game. I'm sure we'll be hustling then too. Right.
Tired of training employees only to lose them to your competitors? Perhaps Indentutech can help, the leading provider of...
Have you faced an Asari commando unit before? Few humans have. I'll make it simple.
Thank you
Either
for the
you
ticket,
pay
Duck.
me, or I flay you
Hi,
alive.
Lazy. Welcome in.
With my mind. Shepard.
Hi, Kevin.
Nick Sellers, hold my calls.
What am I? Soldier? Soldier.
Shepard. My sources said you were alive, but I never believed. It's very good to see you.
I did. She really wasn't that hard to find.
You have sources now?
A few. Sources, contacts, even a little hired muscle. I've been working as an information broker. It's paid the bills
sniper rifle that I love.
Well, for the past 2 years. And now you're back, gunning for the collectors with Cerberus.
If you know that, then you know that I could use your help.
I can't, Shepard. I'm sorry. I have commitments here, things I need to take care of.
What kind of things do you need to take care of? Are you in trouble?
No, no trouble. But it's been a long 2 years. I had things to do while you were gone. I have debts to repay.
If you need money, I have money.
Listen, if you want to help, I need someone with hacking expertise. Someone I can trust. If you could disable security at key points around Ilium, you could get me information I need. That would help me a great deal.
What's this all about, Liara? Can't you just talk to me?
Don't you think I want to, Shepard? This isn't because I don't trust you. This is Ilium. Anything I say is probably being recorded.
Damn. Alright, well now I give this place a 9 out of 10.
If it'll help you, I'll take care of it.
When you hack one, a server will open somewhere nearby for a short time. You can download data from there, if you hurry. Thank you, Shepard. This may help me pay a great debt.
There's an Asari named Samara here on Ilium. Do you know where I could find her?
Samara? Yes. She arrived recently and registered with Tracking Officer Dara. You can find Dara at the transportation hub.
Why would Samara have to register with a tracking officer? Is she a criminal?
No. In fact, she's quite the opposite. Samara is a Justicar, one of an ancient sect of Asari warriors. Dara can tell you more.
I'm terrible.
Thanks for the help. That's all I needed to know.
I'm a terrible
Of course.
person.
If there's anything else I can help you with, let me know.
How's your own work going?
Everyone needs information, Shepard. You want to know why I don't drop everything to join you? I need to get that data. It should be about friendship or trust. But that's not the way it works on Ilium. Let me know when you hack those terminals. Give me that, and I can talk to you.
If it'll help you, I'll take care of it.
When you hack one, a server will... Thank you, Shepard. This may help me pay a great debt.
I'll talk to you later, Liara.
Okay.
Another difficult development for human expansion as the colony on Horizon has been attacked. The Council is pledged to investigate the matter thoroughly as a possible indication of attacks on humans galaxy-wide. Investors in prefabricated complexes are rejoicing, however, as the repair and rebuilding plan has spiked shares industry-wide.
Listen, I know the data is vital to the Kurosa family. Nasana Dantius didn't give us time to pack. I'm lucky I got out at all. Her mercenaries were starting to shoot. If she lets us back in, I'll get it, I promise. If not, well, we'll just have to hope.
Who to what now?
Excuse me, I'm on an important call.
They're always on calls, chat. They make eye contact with me, but they're on a phone call. So mean.
Sorry, I'm busy right now.
Rude. Guys, I just need a map. Okay. Transportation, trading floor. Here we go. This could help. No, I came from there. Never mind. Transportation. I can read. Let's go this way.
The Council thought that Blasto, the first NR Spectre, would play by the rules.
This one has forgotten whether its heat sink is over capacity.
Trust me, the goods coming in from the Terminus systems are great for business. I don't know, some of them seem dangerous. That's the whole point. Danger means more contract work for us.
Jesus. Please.
No, I haven't. Shepard. I don't suppose you'd remember me. I'm Shiala.
We met on Pharos during the Geth attack.
Yes, your name sounds very familiar.
Given me to the Thorian creature as a slave, and you killed it, and saved me. I promised to help Zoo's Hope recover. I'm actually here on Ilium for just that purpose.
How's Zoo's Hope doing?
We've done a lot of rebuilding. We even salvaged some useful material from the Geth ship you destroyed. The Exogeny researchers got called back to their headquarters, however, along with what was left of the Thorian.
Is it Exogeny pushing colonists around again, or did the Thorians somehow survive our fight?
No. Exogeny has been very supportive of Zoo's Hope. They actually seem to want to help us survive, and the Thorian is dead. Though, after all you went through to kill it, I understand your concern. I fear that after our adventure on Pharos, my purpose on Ilium will seem mundane by comparison.
Is there something I can do to help?
I'd appreciate it. I've reached the limits of my diplomatic abilities, and I'd prefer not to start trouble. Some of the colonists had health problems as a result of the Thorian control. We hired a colonial survey group to do some medical scans, but the medical contract apparently allows the company to perform invasive procedures without our consent.
Oh shit.
That's why I'm here.
Why are you green?
Tell me more about the contract you signed for these scans.
Barrier Frontiers was interested in our problem. They offered to perform medical scans and deliver treatment for next to nothing.
Yep, there we go.
I should have known it was too good to be true. But we were desperate. In the fine print, we apparently agreed to let them perform invasive follow-up procedures if they deem it valuable. Which they have.
Can they actually force these procedures on you?
No. But they can declare us in breach of contract. Which means we're responsible for the full price we would have paid normally. Zoo's Hope just got back on its feet. There's no way we can afford that, Shepard.
What kind of health problems did the colonists have?
Headaches or muscle spasms, similar to what they experienced while under Thorian control. Sometimes, the colonists near another former Thorian victim shared sensations like heat or pain. It has to be a result of trace amounts of the Thorian's parasitic spores. You can see why we'd want it studied and cured.
Wait a minute, Shiala. You were only green when the Thorian made you a clone. The real you was blue like normal Asari.
Those health problems I said were related to the Thorian control. This is mine. A few months after the Thorian died, my skin pigment changed. My biotic abilities are unstable as well. I'm also having vivid dreams about my time with the Thorian. It is disconcerting.
I'll talk to the survey group.
I appreciate it, Shepard. The Barrier Frontiers representative knows about the issue.
Okay. Oh, waiting for that. But they're gonna have to pay. Hi, Mello.
I saw your conversation, human. You're here to complain about the medical contracts those colonists from Pharos signed.
Hey, baby.
I suggest you leave. Your life is short enough. Do not waste what time you have bothering me.
Hello. 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 What up? I'll finish my cord. Here. Up on the lappy. Up on the desk. Up on the lappy. Up on the desk. No, stop trying to choke yourself in the cord. Stop it. Here. Here. Do the uppies. I want Mallow to do the uppies, chat. She's not doing the uppies. She's just staring at me, contemplating the uppies. Okay, well, I'm going to go back to my game then.
Why are you insisting on these tests? What use could they possibly be?
Their use is not your concern. A legal binding contract was signed. Nothing else matters. All of you. Humans, Solarians, Turians. You come to our planet, then complain that our laws don't suit you. The galaxy would be a better place if nobody but the Asari had ever dragged themselves out of the primordial muck.
Hello. Hi, Mallow. It's not bedtime yet. It's not bedtime yet.
Perhaps we could work out different tests. Something that will work for both sides.
If the colonists were not willing to abide by the terms of the contract, they should not have signed it. The onus is not upon me to accommodate them.
So you'd be this harsh in your contract terms if these were Asari colonists?
If they were Asari, they'd be dealing with problems unleashed by another race. Asari like my bondmate, who died when the Geth rebelled against the Quarians. Or my daughters, who died during the Geth attack on the Citadel. One worked in the embassy, the other was a greeter for the consort.
I'm not speaking in hypotheticals, human. The aliens will never be my allies. The best they can do is give me useful medical data.
Why was your bondmate on the Quarian homeworld?
Studying the Quarians. Not their technology, but their music. She loved all their art. Said they had old souls. I think that's where my daughters got it from. Both of them love talking with people, exploring new cultures.
They sound like wonderful people. The galaxy is lesser for their loss.
Yes, it is.
Do you think they'd want you to do this?
I'm not a... I didn't... Oh... I'm sending an amended contract. No more tests, no fees.
There's enough grief in this galaxy. I don't need to add to it.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Yeah, come sit with me. Come sit with me, Mello. Chat, she's being a brat. I love her, she's being a brat.
Did you get the star charts?
Yeah. You did it. I just got the revised contracts. Thank you, Shepard. You've saved Zoo's hope again. I don't think I could have... Is it always like this? Yesterday's problems lingering in some new form. Isn't anything ever just fixed?
You've got the power to make a difference, Shiala. Not everyone does.
You're right. You gave us a chance by saving the colony. I can't let them down. I won't. Thank you for what you've done here, Shepard. I'll keep doing what I can. Maybe sometime when I'm not organizing the colony and you're not doing whatever you do.
I feel like she was flirting with me, chat. I don't... It's not really my type. Fluttered. But not really my type. Now I'm lost again. That's not a door.
You know Irinia won't even talk to the non-Asari customers. It's like she's turned pure blood into her religion or something.
I heard she lost her daughters when the Geth attacked the Citadel.
Right. I'm sure she was a pleasure to deal with before that.
Alright. Oh, here we go.
I'm telling you, relax. Vax will never notice a few missing pieces. No, I can't get in. Because it's a crime scene. It's all locked down. Eclipse mercs, some Justicar, I don't know. Nobody is ever going to see the extra merchandise, which is why we're going to be rich.
You're sure gateway weapons and armor are good enough for Eclipse?
Oh, blue rose of Ilium, let your roots dig deep into the hot soil of Tuchanka.
I'm
Let our
Mellow.
scorching sun and sheeting rain
Chat,
turn your
I am
supple
very
beauty
confused. Do I have to
into
go back now?
For if our love is to survive, it must grow
Come on,
thorns
my lap,
to
silly
pierce the
girl.
hand
I don't know where you
of
went.
any that will uproot.
I'm on a call.
They're always on a call. My goodness. Going back.
For example, you know that new drug, the one that causes permanent neural scarring?
That's horrible.
There's a 12-page contract for shipping, then a waiver for years.
To touch things up, are you? Actually, I just tried Exoderm. New Exoderm moisture.
This is nothing. Thank you, Mello, for my legs. You just come over my lap, but no, that's too easy.
Look on the stock market, debt piling up. Perhaps you need to explore other options.
Indentutech, paid off my debt and helped me gain
Indentutech.
job skills.
Still so sketchy, chat.
5 years later, I'm a free man again.
Talk to Indentutech to see if indentured servitude is the right career option for you. Remember, the only shame is in doing nothing.
Okay.
This is a recall notice. All users of Koros brand medical radiation systems are
Hello, Commander Shepard. Liara will be pleased to see you.
You're Liara's assistant.
Yes, Liara relies upon me to acquire useful intelligence. I don't have her network of contacts, but I supply her with supplemental data. It's really an honor to work with her.
What's Liara's reputation here on Ilium?
She is greatly respected. In a few short years, she's amassed a sizable network of connections. She could have even more political power than she already wields if she weren't so focused on her personal goals. But I believe she should tell you about that, not me.
I'll talk to you
that
later.
was useless.
Of course, Commander.
Okay, so let's just take me to Liara.
Novacorp has been implicated in a massive financial scandal with authorities investigating a number of trading irregularities. Novacorp executives.
Alright, so let's go this way.
I need minimal heat increase. And speed.
Go this way.
I have extremely high performance requirements.
This way. To the door. That's not a door. Slave broker. Bachelor party.
I still don't see why we're here. Solarians do not get married. My family simply negotiated a reproduction contract.
Whatever. It's the closest you guys get to a wedding. And that means you get a bachelor party. End of story.
This is one of my. This is a bar.
So then,
Ms. Lawson, I'm glad you've made it. We've had a complication.
What happened? Is Ariana all right?
She's fine, but you listed a man named Niket as your trusted source. He contacted me, warning that your father has sent Eclipse mercenaries to make a sweep. He
Damn.
suggested that the mercs might be watching for you personally. He's offered to escort Oriana's family to the terminal instead.
You didn't mention anything about Niket.
He's a friend. He and I go back a long way.
Do you want to bring in any of your other Ilium contacts, Ms. Lawson?
No. You and Niket are the only two I trust on this.
What information do you have about the mercenaries?
I've confirmed that they're Eclipse, and that they're working for an organization Ms. Lawson warned us about. I could try to alert the authorities, but so far they've done nothing illegal.
She's like, no!
You made the right decision. We'll handle this ourselves.
It's your sister, Miranda. What do you want to do?
Lantea, we'll follow Niket's suggestion. Shepard and I will take the car and draw their attention. Have Niket escort the family to the shuttle. Give him full access to the family's itinerary, just to be safe.
Understood, Ms. Lawson.
So the plan is for us to get shot down by Eclipse while your sister gets to safety?
Eclipse will be under orders to take my sister alive. They won't risk anything that could kill us.
Well, they can't be safe.
I doubt Eclipse will send all their people just to stop you. Do you want to give Niket any backup?
Niket can take care of himself. Besides, any armed backup just draws attention to him.
Okay, let's go.
I'm ready whenever you are, Miranda.
Thank you, Shepard. I appreciate this. I hadn't planned on Eclipse, but they never planned on you.
Yeah. Same group is fine.
Damn it! Eclipse mercenary gunships. They'll be dropping troops in the cargo areas.
Wouldn't it at this point
Put
be
us
easier
down
to
in that
kill the
cover
father?
behind them.
Let's hope they really do want to take us alive.
Does that mean shit?
Hold fire! I said hold fire, damn it!
No, my car!
I got this.
Since you're not firing yet, I trust you know who I am.
Yeah, they said you'd be in the car. You're the bitch that kidnapped our boss's little girl.
Kidnapped? This doesn't involve you. I suggest you take your men and go.
Think you've got it all lined up, huh? Captain Inyala's already moving in on the kid. She knows about Niket. He won't be helping you.
The cat not helping.
What do you mean Niket won't be helping us?
Nothing you need to worry about. Nobody's gonna get killed unless you do something stupid. You walk away now, the girl goes back to her father, and everybody's happy.
Everybody but my sister. And me.
Wait, Miranda, you said she was your twin sister.
That what she told you? No, this crazy bitch kidnapped our boss's baby daughter. He's been looking for her for more than a decade.
It's complicated, Shepard. We share the same DNA, just not the same birthday.
You took a baby from the richest guy in the galaxy, lady. I don't know what your damage is, but you're not getting away with it.
You're not getting Miranda's sister. If you push this, it'll go badly for you.
Captain Inyala ordered us to give you one chance to walk away. This whole time we've been talking, my men have been lining up shots. When I say the word, we unleash hell on your squad. So I suggest you walk away nicely, unless you want things to get ugly.
Works for me.
They're not backing down. Tell Captain Inyala to send backup.
I request my gun. Oh, my gun is out. Oh, look at this.
Watch for the drone!
My gun did good things. You're dead. Probably already dead. Bummer. Oh, I missed you. Oh, that's better. Wait, how did I miss you? You were right in my crosshairs. I'm offended. Why are you still alive?
One less. Found that one.
Okay, you I missed. You I fully missed, which is fine, I guess. Not really. I'm gonna just come over here, grab some ammo, grab my cover. Cover? No cover? Cover.
One less.
We're good. You're dead. That is the sound of death.
Come on, we need to get to Niket.
I'm working on How did I miss you? That is my... There we go. I offend myself when I miss. Like, come on, babe. You can do better than this.
Team 4, you read. Team 4.
Hang on, I've got one of their radios. I'll patch us in, see if I can get an idea of what we're up against. Shepard, I think I owe you an explanation. Oriana is my twin, genetically. But my father grew her when I was a teenager. She was meant to replace me. I couldn't let my father do to her what he did to me. So I rescued her. She's almost a woman now.
Why didn't you tell me that we were saving a kid?
She's not a child. She'll be 19 this year. But, well, it didn't seem relevant at the time, I suppose. There are people who'd use her against me. I'm very protective when it comes to Oriana. I'm sorry I didn't trust you sooner. You deserved to know.
I can understand choosing to go your own way, but you stole a young child from her father.
If you knew my father, you would understand. I wasn't the first one he made. I was only the first one he kept. I was brought up with no friends, pushed to meet impossible demands. I wasn't a daughter to him. I don't know what I was. Oriana has had a normal life. I made the right decision.
If Eclipse knows where Oriana is, they'll be moving in on her soon. We need to hurry.
Agreed. I'm a bit worried by what the Merc said. If they've got to Niket somehow, this is going to be harder than I'd planned. According to the specs I reviewed, we'll need to cut through the cargo processing yard to get to Oriana.
Can you tell me anything about the cargo processing yard?
We'll be moving through conveyor systems.
There'll be a lot of movement. Finding targets won't be easy. We'll need to stay sharp. And these cargo transports carry hazardous materials. So watch what you shoot at.
Blow it all up.
I
Got
hope
it.
your friend can be trusted.
Absolutely. Niket is one of my oldest friends. I guess you could say he was my only real friend. He's the only person I didn't cut ties with when I left my father.
Is there a chance your father could be using Niket to get to you?
I'm sure he's tried, but Niket's one of the few people who understands what my father is really like. I trusted him with my life when I ran from my father, Shepard. He won't betray me now.
Okay.
Let's go find Niket and Oriana.
Right.
Okay, where am I going? Oh, this way. That makes sense.
They're on the far side of the conveyor line. Time your shots.
Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky.
We're compromised.
Moving to cover.
Oh, did I miss you? Oh, you have shield. Never mind. My gun damage too well. You don't have a
Firing a
shield.
high impact shot.
Enemy down!
You have a shield. Oh, yay!
Got hostile drone.
Ah, that was my face.
Yes! Grabbing cover.
This is Inyala. Keep the bitch back. Niket is nearing the transport terminal.
Oh, I need ammo. Here we go. Submachine gun. I
I'll
can't
take it.
but I don't know if I want to. I don't always love the submachine guns. Excusez-moi. Where'd you go? Oh, they killed the other one. Okay. I was like, there was another dude. Where did the dude go?
Need some cover.
Oh, you're alive? Somebody else can kill him. You're with the bullet. You have a rocket launcher. Down, girl. Good down, girl.
You'll die next!
On our left!
Combat drone engaged!
Oh,
Incineration ready!
This should scramble their systems.
that was my
Here
first.
we go. Concussive shot ready.
I shot you at the crotch. I also shot you at the crotch.
Ready to burn!
Why am I missing? Okay, well that's.
We can use this.
Not just me. That. Oh, hi. Oh, you little shit! Rude!
Divert everyone except my guard from Niket. You handle him and the kid personally.
Damn it, I'm not letting her get Oriana. Enemy down!
Ah! Fuck. There we go. Much better.
Careful, Shepard. Felt that one. Nice shot.
Grab cover!
Line 'em up.
Let's try with fire!
Ow! Down, girl. I would like my shield back.
Firing now.
I think I missed. That's a grenade. Fantastic.
Felt that
right
one.
now.
Trouble like combat drone! Watch the fire!
Line 'em up.
Man down! I'm sending...
Can someone get that guy? He's kind of a pain in my ass.
Let's see it!
Shield.
Let's try a little fire!
Enemy combat drone. Fire in the hole. Headshot.
Got it.
We can cut down through the cargo line.
Here, take some ammo. We're good. Thank you very much. More ammo. Need that. That. I know, baby girl. I'm gonna go to bed in a minute. I promise. I was like, it is bedtime. Why are we not snuggling in bed?
Eclipse operatives have attempted to delay you by disabling the elevators. I am overriding their lockdown.
Watch for drone.
Deploying Warfield! Now finish it! Come on! Incineration rate!
Line 'em up.
The cat has reached the terminal. He'll switch the family over to our transport.
Maybe the captain knows we're listening in and she's feeding misinformation about Niket making a switch.
Oh, just the
Or
cat.
maybe it means something else. Niket wouldn't do that. Damn it, why won't the thing go any faster?
What makes you so sure that Niket wouldn't turn on you?
He could have turned on me when I ran away. I'm sure my father tried to buy him off. If he didn't do it then, why would he do it now?
Did Niket know that you took Oriana from your father?
No, he just found out about that recently. It was too personal to involve someone else. I never really thought about it, but maybe... No, he'd have to understand why I did it. He knows what I went through.
Well, you know him, Miranda. If you don't think he'd betray you, then I'm sure there's another explanation.
I don't know, damn it. But I guess we'll find out soon enough. And then I'll have a word with this captain and Yala.
Ding!
Listen to me. I've got authorization to change their booking.
I'm sorry, sir. We're under security lockdown. Until the situation in the cargo terminal is resolved, no passengers can be rebooked.
This isn't worth my time, Niket. I get paid regardless of how the girl gets there.
No. I was told that I could handle this my way. We're not traumatizing the family any more than we...
Ding!
Miri.
This should be fun.
Girl's like, I just work here. Oh, that sucks. That's
Niket.
fucked up.
You sold me out.
How do you want to handle this, Miranda?
Why, Niket? You were my friend. You helped me get away from my father.
Yes, because you wanted to leave. That was your choice. But if I'd known that you'd stolen a baby...
I didn't steal her. I rescued her.
From a life of wealth and happiness, you weren't saving her. You were getting back at your father.
How did Miranda's father turn you?
They told me you'd kidnapped your baby sister all those years ago. They said I could help get her back peacefully. No trauma to the family.
I told them you'd never do that. They could go to hell. And you finally told me what you'd done. I called them back that night.
Why didn't you call me, Niket? We've been through a lot. You could have at least let me explain.
I deserve to know that you'd stolen your sister, Miri. I deserve to know you were with Cerberus. But I had to hear it from your father first.
I knew Eclipse was willing to get their hands dirty, but kidnapping a kid?
I'm not stealing her. I'm rescuing her. Come on, Niket. Let's finish this bitch off and get out of here.
Take your best shot.
I was just waiting for you to finish getting dressed. Or does Cerberus really let you whore around in that outfit?
Wow, fuck
Whether
you.
or not you agree with Miranda, Oriana has been with her family for years now.
Her father can still give her a better life.
You don't know what my father wants for her.
I know that I've been poor, Miri. I didn't much care for it.
He wants to take a girl away from the only family she's ever known. Doesn't that tell you what he really is?
If you're working for Miranda's father, that means he knows about Oriana. We need to find a new solution.
Miranda's father has no information about Oriana. I knew you had spy programs in your father's system, Mary, so I kept it private. I'm the only one who knows.
Which means that you're the only loose end. This isn't how I wanted it to end, Niket. I'm going to miss...
Miranda, wait. You don't want to do this.
This has to end here, Shepard. My father will keep trying to find Oriana.
Maybe Niket can help. Talk to your father. Just say you got here first.
I'll tell him that you hid her. That I don't know where she is.
I never want to see you again, Niket.
Done. Now, if you don't mind, I have a shipment to deliver.
You'll die for that, bitch! On our right!
Well, so much we're trying to keep him alive.
Then stay down.
Oh, you have a barrier. God. Gotta go through so much ammo.
Hostile combat drone! Body. Grab cover! You're dead.
Concussive shot ready.
Don't let up.
Did I get her? Hey, I got her. No, fucker. You weaker, not worse. I fucked that up.
Incoming!
Ammo. There. Ah! Good.
There could be more Eclipse mercs near the shuttle. I want to make sure Oriana and her family get on safely.
Okay.
I can't believe Niket sold me out. Didn't even see it coming.
Even with all your upgrades, you're human just like the rest of us.
But I let it get personal and I screwed up. Why didn't you let me kill him? I could have handled that. But watching him get gunned down by that Asari bitch.
You still cared for him, even if he betrayed you.
You're right. And my father knew it. He used that against me. It's always been like this. My father gave me anything I ever wanted. But there was always a hook, an angle for his long-term plan. I threw away everything he ever gave me when I ran. Except Niket. Weakness on my part?
That's unhealthy, isn't it, Kit? That last loose end, you kept your sister.
You can't toss aside everything you care about just to be safe.
It's okay, Shepard. My father hurt me, but he didn't break me. As much as he tried to turn me into exactly what he wanted, I'm my own person.
You still have Oriana.
My father didn't give her to me. I rescued her, but yes, you're right. I still have something. Thank you.
Yay!
No sign of Eclipse. It looks like we're clear. There she is. She's safe.
Oh, shit.
With her family.
Get on my tower, Chad. Get off my tower. I'm gonna scoop you. You're gonna
Come
get
on,
scooped.
we should go.
I was like, why do I keep feeling her tail? Because she's on my tower.
Don't you even want to say hello?
It's not about what I want, it's about what's right for her. The less she knows about me, the better. She's got a family, a life. I'll just complicate that for her.
She doesn't need any details, but would it really be so bad for her to know she has a sister who loves her?
I guess not.
Go on. We'll wait here.
Yay! I did good things, chat. I did good things. I give myself head pets. Okay. With that, I will save. We will call it a night here, chat. Hazoi, we'll stay by the
We'll figure something out.
dancer.
Stop worrying.
We'll pick up on. No, don't make me save file. God damn it. Okay. Alright, chat. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I greatly appreciate it. I will not see you tomorrow because I finished Split Fiction yesterday. But we will be back on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern for Final Fantasy XIV, where we play Palace of the Dead finally. And I make progress in Palace of the Dead finally. As always, my friends, make sure you take care of yourself mentally. It is just as important taking care of yourself physically. I do all hope you have a great and wonderful rest of your night and a fantastic day tomorrow. And if you need me, you can find me on the hem. My keyboard is not anywhere near where I need to be, because cat aggro is a thing. Socials. You can find me on the following: Discord, TikTok, Twitter, Blue Sky, YouTube, all that good stuff. And I will see you guys on Wednesday. Make sure you drink water, take care of yourselves, do good things for yourselves. I love you. I will see you Wednesday, House of the Dead. Till later.